everybody, this is Christine Bertram and I'm coming to you live from the mini hive for probably the fourth time this week. Here we are on a Friday afternoon and we're going to be doing the Wildflower birthday Stamp-a-Stack class, which includes 15 A2 size cards, 5 little 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 cards, 5 tags, and 5 bags. So some of you got the whole class from me, where it was the whole shebang is what I like to call it. And some of you got the team pricing option, which includes a packet that looks like this, where everything is the cardstock and the mats and any extra die cuts that is needed. So we're ready. It was quite the morning, you guys. Definitely got a lot done so far for myself today. I originally had this class slated to be at 1, and then about a month ago we bumped it up to 10. And then earlier this week I made an appointment for myself to get a massage, and it was long needed after that trip to go to where we went to Raleigh. I definitely wished I would have had that massage last week, Monday, the day after I got back, but she was plumb full, so it didn't work. So it was this morning, you guys, and she really worked on my foot, and she worked on my shoulder, and she worked on my lower back. I feel like it was what I needed. And then right after that, you guys, I was able to get into the salt room in Appleton. It's like 15 minutes from my massage place. And I went and breathed in the salt air for 45 minutes. And I'll tell you, with whatever's going on, you guys have been listening to me probably raspy and not so good this whole week. And the last time I did the salt room, it really helps clear out the nasal passages, the sinuses, the lungs, all the good stuff. So I'm really hopeful that it clears up whatever the gunk is, and what people have been calling it the crud, gets that crud out. So I definitely did that. So we just got back, or I should say I just got back at like, I think 1:30, and I took a little time to eat a little lunch, and then I got my stuff ready for class. So yeah, that was my morning. So I appreciate you guys and your well wishes for my appointments. I needed to take some time for me and not keep putting that off. So hello, Kelly, and there's Sherry Martin. Hi, Julie Bontranger. I am feeling better today. I think I got some good sleep last night, and my voice, you'll have to tell me if my voice sounds better than it did last night. I did have about 4.5 or 5. I probably had a 2.5 and 2. I had 5 hours worth of live videoing. So my throat and voice had a time to recuperate overnight. So you guys will have to tell me if it sounds any better. And it'll continue to get better too. I don't think it's as raspy today. Hi, Susan Bellamy. I hope you're feeling better and better every day too. Hello, Elizabeth Hutto. And I am feeling, thank you so much. Hi, Pat Smothers, long time no talk. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. And there's Vera Anderson, finally able to watch it live. Yay. Hi, Linda Krause and Suzanne and Denise. Hi, Margie. Hi, Susan Baki. And then who else do we have? Hi, Feline from rainy Eastern Oregon. We started off with rain this morning, but now we have a bright, sunshiny day. Hi, Dorothy. And there's Kelly again. Hi, Jean. Hi, Gwengoda. There's Deanne. Hi, Rose. And Jean Shute said that her daughter loves a salt cellar. Yeah, so you guys, I might have, so what the salt room does is it clears everything out. So right after you do it, you kind of get like some post-nasal drip. So we'll have to see how this goes. So I got the Kleenexes way up there. Hi, Deb Norman. Hi, Linda Scott. Hi, Betty Robinson. So far, so good. Oh, and Kelly said it does sound better. Good. Hi, Mimi Howenstein. So you guys, I did work last night, and I got the PDF tutorial for this class emailed out to everybody before I went to bed. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so that's exciting. So if you didn't get the PDF tutorial and you think that you should have because you want to take this class, or you you already signed up for the class and maybe I don't have you in my book per se, you can definitely message me and just say, hey, don't forget to get me signed up for this class. I don't mind. You guys, at this point with this, you guys are, it's par for the course. With being in Raleigh and then getting sick, I've lost a visibility to things. I usually have eyes and ears everywhere, and my girls, when I have in-person class, they they always give me a hard time because I can hear whispers across the room. So they know there's no whispering in the hive because I'll hear it anyway. So usually I have eyes and ears everywhere and have everything like running like a fine oiled wheel. And sometimes things just get out of tune. And so I'm getting my wheel back on track, you guys. So hi, JC. Hancock from Seattle. Just recently found my channel and have so enjoyed your cards and projects. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, JC. So I've got my book in front of me. I just was looking at Honey. She's out looking out the window. I opened up the windows slightly because it is roasty toasty in here. But I'm going to do roll call first, and then I can shut my book and we'll come back to it to do a door prize drawing later. So I have 45 people on my list. I know that Diane had this class on Wednesday and she had 7. So that's 52. And we kitted, I believe, for 80. So I think that there's a chunk, let's just say a chunk left. So if anybody's catching the replay for this video, or if you think you signed up and we don't have your name in the class list, don't worry. Be happy, my friends. We'll make sure that you get in the book and that you get your class sent to you. This is a class that is a fee-based class because it includes the party dots, it includes the pack of designer paper, it includes the white new ribbon, and it includes that pack right here that we made up for the extra kit. And there's 15 and 5. There's like 25 things that get made with this class, and it's perfect because it is the perfect gift giving class. So first on our list is Miss Annette Rollin. Rosie Prouty's next, and then Becky Gandolfo, Kelly Gibson, Julie Bontringer, Doris Munson, Mary Novak, Trisha Fagley, Feline Mays, Polly St. Clair, Dee Camalato, Julie Block, Nina Barbaric, Wanda Zerman, Sarah Merchant, Susan Bellamy, Sherry Everett, Mary Lemke, Linda Scott, Debbie Stone, Sue Spigner, Pat Settle, Laura Sullivan, Donna Grushke, Karen Wetstein, Angelique McClendon, Hope Toy, Jeannie Parker, Joanne Naples, Karen Woods, Sandy Coy Emery, Carmen Sanders, Fancy Nancy Billets, Nancy Cochran, Kari Dwyer, Cheryl Thomas, Elizabeth Hutto, Janice Yeager, Luann Trumppower, Pat Smothers, Mary Scott, Linda Hodge, and Barbara Godby. That's who I have on my list. And so if I didn't call your name and you need to be on the list, please just let me know. We'll make it happen. I have a busy next couple days yet with the small business showcase. We're setting up tonight and we have it from 9 to 2 tomorrow. So I know tomorrow is kind of shot, but my goal for Sunday is to get caught up on emails, correspondence, all of the things. So thank you to everybody who signed up to take this class with me. I really appreciate your support of my small business. You help me keep the crazy going, all the good crazy though. You help us by we love to design cards. I do. I know that. And it's nice to have other people that enjoy those cards and that it gives us a purpose to kit them up and then get them out to you so that you guys can recreate the cards with the supplies that we provide to you. So that's super cool. Thank you for being with me. I know that it's hard. It's a Friday afternoon and I switched the time a little bit. Just know that if you ever can't watch one of my lives, you can always catch the replay and start me, stop me, speed me up, pause me, do whatever you need to do. So the video tutorial is there for everybody. It's open to the entire world, right? For anybody to watch it. I don't put my classes private. Just for the attendees. I make them open to everybody, but it's because of the people that sign up for my classes that allow me to do that because they're supporting me by taking classes with me. So a big kudos and shout out to all those people that registered. I greatly appreciate you. Hi Joy Moody. Hi Julie. How much is this class? Okay, so this class was a little bit more pricey of a class. Normally when we do the Stamp-A-Stacks, they're 60 and the Memories of More are 60, but we did increase this one to be 65 plus shipping because of all the projects, right? This is what this class entails when you're all done with it. Plus you have leftover designer paper, ribbon, and embellishment. So we did make this class be 65 because there was extra card stock. There was more with it. And the design process took longer. The photography took longer. The preparing the tutorial took longer. Everything was more with this class. So we did make it 65. And because it's a 12 by 12 designer paper, it's a shipment that is, we set that at $13 for shipping. So it made the grand total, if you need it shipped, it made it 78. And here's the thing though, at this point, our next big shipping day is April 9th. So if you're not in a hurry to get April classes, I should say this class, you could always wait and have it shipped with your April classes. This class becomes the base class for pricing for shipping, and then every class that you add into your package would just be an additional $2. So that will save some shipping money if you add this to something you already have going for April, if you're good with it shipping in April. Now, if you're like, I want this right away, get it to me ASAP, I will build it into my schedule to do a shipping day probably on Monday or Tuesday for a few people that want things right away. But I need to get through all my emails and get through stuff first before I can dedicate to, is it going to ship Monday or Tuesday? Most likely it'll ship Tuesday. My mom will be back in Tuesday helping me with kidding and some of the other gals, so I could do that. So, hi Donna Grushki. I may have to break down and get this class. It's worth every cent. It sure is, you guys. And when you guys see what we're all doing, you're going to be like, oh man, I just want to hit the easy button. What makes it the class is this right here, which is what we provide as the extra service. Yes, you could probably buy all these materials, like the 3 materials yourself, and then you would have to cut all of this stuff. This is where the value of the class comes in, is because we're going to walk through this all one by one, and this is your easy button right here. So as a demonstrator or a customer, the class includes that packet and the 3 products and envelopes too, to go with the 15 A2 size cards. I do give an option for my team. One of the perks for being on my team is I give team pricing for those Be Happy stampers, that if they want to buy the products on their own, they can, and they would save the cost of those products, and they could buy this packet right here. It's just one of the team perks I like to give my gals, because I appreciate them choosing me as their leader, right? So I try to give back to my team where I can. And then I do get the question of, I'm a demonstrator too, can I get that? Nope, I give that perk just to my team, and I appreciate your support by getting those few products from me and getting the class. And so I don't, like, if you think about it, I don't upcharge the products. I basically calculate what they are with shipping and tax, add in what the packet of the value of the packet is, and that's what it ends up being. So yes. Oh, thanks, Suzanne. She said my voice sounds better. So you guys, so I can already breathe better. It just feels like the crud. You guys, I haven't even like cleared my throat since I started the live 13 minutes ago. So if you haven't experienced or heard of a salt room, and you have the crud in your here to here to back here to here, Google salt rooms in your area. You basically go sit in a room and it blows out salt. Salt is a very natural healing mineral, and it does your body good. Your body does not naturally produce salt, but it needs salt to function. So what the salt does, it helps just dry up and eliminate that crap. And I don't know if you guys can tell, I probably have more energy already today just from doing that salt room. I'm just so if you ever have that crud, find a salt room in your area and go experience it. It was like maybe $40 or $35. I bought a package last year where they had a Black Friday sale where it was buy 5, get 1 free. So I had it, I already had paid for it, committed the expense last year to knowing that I was going to use them, and I still have a couple left. So I'm super excited that I did that. I squeezed it in. So Pat Settle said, if you want a past class, do we ask me or Carissa? Definitely include it in your email to cbcenroll@gmail.com. I would say anything that you want in April or past, message cbcenroll@gmail.com. It's when it's months out in the future, where if we're talking May or June or July, and primarily things that aren't classes per se, that's where you want to let me know. So if you want the AC, annual catalog DSP sampler, you want the annual catalog product share, you want the annual catalog, you want Stampin' Fun in the Sun, you want to be part of my In Color Club, you want to be part of the Autumn Creative Escape, you want the Wounded Warrior benefit out in November, things that aren't normally classes and out May or past, definitely reach out to me. I keep those spreadsheets, and then I will send the details to Carissa when she's ready to start calculating totals for people for that month. But anything for April or past, definitely CBC enroll, and Carissa will help that. With that registration, she'll tell you how much to send. And so, good question though. We're getting our bearings straight on how that process works. And I think we did a good test because in March, in February, we started talking about game night and the MS benefit. And I was able to provide a list to Carissa maybe about 3 weeks ago. And I said, hey, here are all the people that I know want these two things. She went and calculated them and put them in the spreadsheet so that when you guys send the list, then she's already got it in there. So that was a good question. All right. So, hi Elaine from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Yay. And I might need to break down for 90 days and break down to do that. Hi Polly Livy. And there's Hope Toy. Hope. Oh my goodness, girlfriend. Did you get, I'm just curious, Hope, a lot of us gals that were hanging out with my group, we ended up coming down with things because, when you're sharing, everything gets, or when you're together as a big group, everything gets shared. So I was talking with a bunch of my gals, and I would have to say over half of us got some sort of crud from on stage. But it doesn't diminish how much fun and enjoyment we had during the entire trip. And it's just some back end crap that we're dealing with. So hi, Trisha Fagley. Hi, Betty Robinson. And I'm just, I hope that you didn't get sick. And I know, Susan, you got it probably the worst. So, all right, just a reminder too, we did the mystery card night. I just want to remind people, we had a lot of lives this week. Oh my goodness. Between Let's Just Stamp, Paper Pumpkin class, Kelly, I think, did a kit class, Gina had a class, I did mystery card night, I had the Boca last night, and I have this class today. So you guys got lots of airtime to catch up on any kind of crafting needs that you need. And so I just want to remind you guys, we did mystery card night. This was the card that I created. This was the layout that we cased from a swap card that I got many, many years ago. Probably five. Many's not a lot. 5 is not many. But in my head, 5 years ago or so, whenever that Rooted in Nature was out. So you guys have till Monday to get your card submissions in for that challenge. And then I do have a bunch of the beautiful Boca left. If you guys missed the butterfly class last night, definitely reach out to Carissa at this point if you want to get the butterfly cards from the Boca ink, paper, scissors. And then we also had plenty of the Let's Just Stamp left over. And so there's everything I believe is available for March yet, except for, I think, the Technique Club class with Rose Coleman. I only made 16 of those, and I think all 16 are gone. So that's the only thing that's gone. And then a reminder to you guys, get signed up for the MS benefit. I feel like that is really crooked. Does that look better? I like things to look straight. Okay, we're at like 82 now, so we have 70 left. And so if you haven't gotten signed up for our MS benefit, your $40 donation gets you the 6 cards, either completed or kits. Majority take kits. And of the $40 donation, all $40 is going to the National MS Society, and that helps to help find a cure for MS. And if you want to get on the raffle, we're going to be doing a video next week, Friday, on what we have for the raffle. All right. Hope, I don't know what you said, but your message became restricted. Your daughter is a kindergartner teacher, so she gets every single bit of crud. And she's and has allergies. The one that she went was closed, but she saw that there's a new one. So hinted to mom. Yes, if you ever have the crud. Okay, I will tell you guys, if you don't have a salt room in your area, the one thing that Tyler's mom made him do as a young child when he had issues with congestion, they put a big pot, like put your soup pot on the stove, put it full of water, put it full of salt, and bring it to a boil. Do not burn yourself, okay? I repeat, do not burn yourself. So what you do then is it starts to do the steaming. You put your head over the top, you put a towel over your head, and you breathe in the salt air that is from the pot. That is what I did back in January when I got the first round of whatever was going around, and that definitely helped clear up. So I did my own makeshift salt bath thing. So you can always do it at home. All right. Hi, Donna Winter. All right. Hi, Linda Hodge. When do you need the money for the MS benefit? I would like to say by April 9th. You guys would be great, because we do plan to mail out April packages to people on the 9th. And if I don't have your payment by the 9th, I hold your packages until payment is sent, right? That's a good business decision to not mail out stuff before you get paid for it, right? So knowing that our mailing day is April 9th, If you have your payment by April 9th, then great, your package will go out. If you tell me, hey, I can pay you on April 10th, I pretty promise and pinky swear, I'll ship your stuff out on the 9th, as long as there's communication. But I generally don't ship things before I get paid for them, because what happens if you change your mind and I've already shipped it and then now we got a big debacle. So I would just say, I would like, generally, as long as payments are in by the 9th, your shipment will go on the 9th. If your payment's not in, then I hold it. And then I can't promise when I ship it. Then it's whenever I get a chance to get back into setting up the label maker and getting the packaging stuff all ready. And that's more of an ordeal. So not that it's a bad ordeal, just saying that that's how it goes. Hi, Jean Maxwell. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Okay, please count you in. Perfect. Okay, so Linda, if you don't mind, please send an email to cbcenroll@gmail.com and Carissa will get you logged. If you copy me on the email, that would be perfect too. I'll make sure I get you in my spreadsheet. Between the two of us, we get you on the spreadsheet. All right, so let's rock and roll. Just a reminder, you guys, I've been leaving my host code off of here just to remind you of the changes that are happening within Stampin' Up. On April 15th, host codes will be gone. They'll be null and void. And you'll shop at stampinup.com. And if you want to get free classes with me, you still can. You just have to make sure that you choose me as the demonstrator you're shopping with, Christine Bertram. And then it says it at the top of your account when you do that, so that you still will get free classes. Let me just see here. I'll get logged in. I can show you guys. Ooh, I need to figure out how to log out and log back in. I'll just show you really quick in case you guys don't know. When you sign into your account, you need to make sure at the top it says shopping. So right now, host codes are still in process. Like, you need to make sure the host codes are there, right? It will say shopping with Christine Bertram, right? And that's where you guys can pick whichever demonstrator you want to shop with. But on April 15th or after, you'll want to make sure that I'm your demonstrator, and still it's with a $60 order, you still get free classes. Through April 14th, or when I close my last workshop, you still need to make sure you get the host code on, because I'm still getting host rewards for the free classes. So please continue to add the host code. Salt air is a great thing about living on the island, unless you hate frizzy hair. Oh man, Mimi, you talk about frizzy hair. You guys get me at my finest. I literally got out of a massage and she was rubbing all over, and I'm full of like massage oil. And then I went into the salt room and I was covered with the salt. And if you guys even knew how like greasy I felt right now and how my hair is like frizzy, you'd be like, oh man, get away from me. But you don't care. We're here making cards together, and that's what it's all about, right? So, but I definitely get it, like the frizzy hair, and like, oh, and then on top of it, I bought some little jar of, it's like a Vicks, but it's a natural Vicks. It's not Vicks, right? But that's what I would relate it to. That's what the lady said. It has the same kind of properties, where you rub it underneath your eyes here, and you put it underneath your nose, and it clears up your sinuses and your stuffy nose. So I'm wiping on my shirt. So, because I just touched my face. So I literally have that all wiped here. I have it here, but you guys, I'm a good hot mess, right? I feel amazing. I feel so much better than I did last night even. Hi, Kari Dwyer. All right. You have been stamping cards for over 20 years. Me too, Linda. I started stamping in 1999. That is when I made my first card. All right, so you guys, I said last night, I got this out before I went to bed. You guys got the tutorial. It is 32 humongous pages of all of the cards that we're going to put together, okay? And I haven't tested out the tutorial in terms of the order of this, but I am pretty certain that we need to go in reverse order for putting our piles together. And we are going to make one bag at the end. Oh, thanks, Mimi. I feel good, so I'm all right. We'll see. I have the most energy I've had in like probably a week. So we're not going to open this up quite yet, right? We are going to do it momentarily. So you guys, for those of you who already have this, please just hold tight. I don't want you to pull any of this out. I don't want you to dishevel anything. We're going to just keep it together. So this is your golden ticket, though. Today's class is Wildflower Birthday Stamp-A-Stack. It is the 28th, yay! You can always go back to my YouTube and search for Wildflower Birthday to find this video. You can go to my events calendar for today, and you'll see that I have a link for this video there. I just want to also point out a couple of the stamp sets that we used. With you in mind, I had a sentiment on here, and I grabbed Sending Lots of Love from Hearts of Elegance. For you, so thankful, happy birthday, and time to celebrate got pulled out from Beautiful Butterflies. I have two new stamp sets here that are part of the online exclusives that launched, I think, on March 6th or 5th or 7th. Fancy Borders. I have a sentiment here, a little hello with a lot of love. And there are some really pretty dies that go with this. If you guys don't know that, they've launched some online exclusives back in March. And if you have the access to the Beekeeper's Guide in the folder, you would see in here that Tags of Thanks is a new one that got launched, and that Fancy Borders is right here. So this document is in my Beekeeper's Guide folder that you guys can print this if you want it. I did take off pre-order, and all it says is online exclusives. And actually, I didn't do it. Kelly did it. There was a whole bunch of stuff, you guys, in case you missed it. You're feeling the catalog is not containing things that you want. Just know that all of this stuff is from the new online exclusives. I went a little ham on getting stuff because we're going to use this for ink, paper, scissors for May. We're using the textured notes for the sweet class for May. And then I got a couple other things just for hopefully monthly classes and just for sentiments. They came out with new gems, new ribbons, all that good stuff. So in case you guys don't know that online exclusives is out there, and you're going to want to check it out because there are some good things. And then the nose starts. As soon as I stood up, you guys, the nose started doing its thing. All right. Eucalyptus, maybe. Yeah, that definitely could that could be in there in my the thing that I put under my eyes and my nose. Yes. So party dots. You guys all got a party dots. Now I grabbed my open one so that I work off of an open one, but you guys got a brand new party dots. Party dots are currently out of stock, right? So just know that you would get that with the class. And this is the new white ribbon. And I have to open this because I used up a roll recently. This stuff is very pliable, and it is 10 yards. It's just called white ribbon. I love, it's kind of got a linen-y look to it, and it's very pliable for making bows. It's very flexible, right? And it's 1/4 inch. You could also color this if you wanted. So we're going to be using that ribbon on all the cards. And this is the designer paper, which I don't remember if this is out or in, but let's see, that's a glue scissors, so we'll use that. When I open my designer paper, I like to slice the top. I really do not like opening up the flap and getting that goo everywhere, so I open up like this. And when you guys open this up, if you're ever missing any sheets, I know I did a festive or the frames and I think it was the frames and flowers Stamp-A-Stack that I did in August. A couple of you were missing one of your die cut sheets here. So this designer paper is special. It contains 2 die cut sheets like this. They're the same, right? So keep them together, but they're the same. So you get double of everything. And we used almost everything in here, maybe except for some of these gold leaf things. And the Storybook Friends or Storybook Moments designer paper is set up the same way. There are 2 sheets of die cuts, and then there are 10 sheets of the designer paper. And this is what we need to cut some of these up to use for our kits. In here, there's a sheet of these tags. And these are the 5 tags we're going to need. And then hang on, I got a message here. I'll call you back. Then we're going to use these pieces on the fronts of the cards, all right? So we got to be very careful cutting these. So we're going to cut those as soon as we pull out all of our die cuts. And I could have popped these out ahead of time, but you know me, I fly by the seat of my pants, and I really just got here. I thought I'd do it last night, and Tyler came and I made dinner for us. You guys, I actually cooked last night. So I'm going to start popping these out so that I'm going to move this because I feel like that's just going to get in the way. And what you guys can do is I would pop these out, and you're going to have to be very organized for this class. Just saying. Otherwise you're going to lose things. You're going to misplace them. And again, these gold things, I don't think we used any of them. So I'm actually going to grab my ink pad here and just kind of put all of these gold things in here, and these gold leaf vine things. I'm going to pull, so I have both sheets at the same time, right? Instead of doing them one at a time, do them both at the same time. It'll save you half the time, right? So that, I don't think we need those. So I just set them here. I'm going to put them off to the side here. in case I need them, I know where they are. All right, so keep grabbing stuff, and what I'm doing is just any blank space that I have around me, I'm pulling these out. These bigger things I'm gonna just offset on the side because I see that they're big and I'll be able to pull them later. We've got some cupcakes. All the cupcakes you could put together in the same pile. And these leaves too, what you could do, they do go to different cards, but you could put all the leaves on the same pile. And the flowers. Flower. You could grab these and put them near each other. You're going to be very, wow, that hurt. Like the paper pokes. Okay, so we've got I really like the blue leaves. They're very contemporary, I guess, maybe is the word. I could be wrong. It could be a different word. Flowers go over here. We got another cake. I'm going to put that over on the cake pile right there. We have a party banner, 2 of them. I'm going to put those with the party banners. And then we've got a balloonie, 2 of them. These little wee flowers. So there's 2 that are pink, 2 that are pool party, 2 that are orange, and 2 more. There's one guy hiding right here, and there's 2 more that are pink. So grab all those little flowers out and keep them together. Julie said it has to be earned by purchasing from her. Oh, I wish we could just buy the catalog that Kelly made from you. Think about that. I can't sell it, Suzanne. At the moment, I have not heard back from Stampin' Up. I think it's against compliance, and I don't want to risk losing my demonstratorship for selling it. So, and Julie is correct. It has to be earned by supporting me in my business, by taking classes, or by placing an order to get product. And I know that I have a lot of demonstrators who watch me that are just barely meeting their quarterly minimums. And so that is a decision that you have to make. I do not want you to risk losing your demonstratorship because of that. So that is always, but if you want to take classes with me, and that works too though, because that all adds up to it. All right, you guys, if you could see I have a layout of all of the die cut pieces here, okay? Next, what we're gonna do, one of these sheets of tags just gets cut up completely. Hi, honey. All right, so we're gonna do that right off the bat too. This is gonna be a good thing for us to prepare. And if you guys look at this, you're probably wondering, well, how do I cut this, right? What I do is I look for natural line breaks. So this one to me, boom, that's a straight across. Well, hello, baby cakes. Oh, you want to play Moosey, don't you? Well, we're doing class, girlfriend. You're going to have to wait patiently. So what I'm going to do is line that up right in the middle of where the track is here. And we're going to cut these tags off first. If you wanted, you could cut a hair, like, so if you don't cut directly in the middle, you're going to end up with some of this tag on this layout. And you don't necessarily want that. So what I actually am going to do, I'm going to go right, so I don't have to risk it on this one. I'm going to go right to the, closer to this side and cut that off. And you can see what happened is it put some of the stuff on that side. That's okay. We can fix that by just taking this and flipping it over. You have to be very careful because if you cut too little off, you're just going to fray your edges. So I'm going to cut enough that it cuts it off. I don't even know. There it is. It just cut that off, right? If you don't have a sharp blade, you're going to end up with a hot frayed mess and you're not going to be liking it. Okay, so we are wondering what's going on here. Okay, good. My camera caught up with me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the tags apart. Same thing kind of happens with this, but I'm going to just risk it and hope that I cut it okay. So that one's good. This one goes right in the middle. And I notice that there's still some stuff right there. So I'm going to take and just trim a little bit more off of that one. So that, because it's okay, there's nothing that matters how long that is. So we're just going to get that cut off of there. And then we're going to do this one. And then here's the deal, like some of it's hanging on the side here. If you see that and it bothers you, you can just trim a hair off again. Just remember that those little hairs become fraying messes on the side if your blade is not so good. So this one's good because some of it went on the other one. And what we're going to do is cut this one. That looks good. And that looks good. So now for these tags, you're gonna take your scissors and you can go like this and just snip those corners off, those little white pieces. Use this as a guide, right, to cut those little corners off. I would definitely make sure that you catch where the line is, because this is actually like up here. I actually like it better going right to where the line is. Honey, you guys want to see Honey here? She's waiting so patiently. She's like, Mom, we gotta play mousy, don't we? What about it? She's like, I see the possum right here. I see it. Yep. All right, 2 more of these guys. And so this will give us the 5 tags that we need, that they're staged and ready for us. Because eventually what we're going to do is we're going to cut this stuff, and then we are going to stage our pile, and then we're going to work. So like that's what we usually do for a Memories and More or a Stamp-a-Stack. We get everything staged and then get it into a pile, and then we start working our way through the pile so that it follows the PDF tutorial. All right. Hi, baby. I know. So when we look at these tags right here, oh, I lied to you guys. Oh man, see, I already see what I lied. We took and we put those gold things in on one of these tags here. So we're gonna use some of these gold things on the tag. So I know where they are. They're all sitting over on the side. So these 5 tags are now what we grabbed here. So we've got that one, the balloon, this and this, right? Okay, so what we could do here is, now that we're looking at these tags, you guys are going to need space. I'm just saying it, calling it out here. You're going to need some space. And what we're going to do is kind of stage some of the stuff already so that it's together. You guys had those little baby flowers that were right here. I have them right here. And for right now, we're going to grab this little baby flower, and that goes with this one. Okay. And then if you look, this gold goes with this one. A little pool party flower goes with the balloon. And that one has none and that has none. All right, so what we're gonna do, this one has gold leaves though. So when you look at these gold leaves, we did include a couple. So this one right here is definitely one of them. Not these rounded ones, it's these right here. So you have 2 of those, I believe, that go up. And then we have 2, they must be this other style right here. So there's these 2, right? I don't know if you guys can see it, but those are the 4 that go with this one, right? Not these guys. I don't know if we used the more rounded leaves. So I'll set those off to the side. All right, so what we can do, just so that we don't get things confused, we're gonna just put these all on top of each other and set them off to the side for the moment, okay? We'll come back to these when it comes time to marry our piles together. So I'm just gonna set that right over there. Okay, so far so good, everybody? Hopefully this is all making sense. Hi, Pat Bischoff. Greetings from Staten Island. I'm late, not too late though. You were going on Easter time. That's how it goes. All right, so the other thing then we're gonna do next is we're gonna take the rest of this sheet and cut it apart. Now that we've got that, we can do a line here and a line here, and then we'll work on our horizontal cuttings. All right, so this is vertical. I'm gonna get it right in the middle here. Perfect, so that one's good. It looks like I got a little bit extra on here, so it's okay. We're gonna just trim a hair off of there. So look at that. This is exactly what's gonna happen if you have it too close to the edge. You're gonna get this fuzzy fraying. And I don't wish that on anybody, but if it happens to you, like I just had it happen to me, you might just take your scissors and you can cut it off. You're not really cutting more of the paper, you're just cutting that fuzziness off, right? And if you don't get it all on the first try, you could take it and put it right back in your trimmer and cut a little bit more off, but I don't want to risk losing too much of it. So this is what happens though if you get it caught on your, so this is where I would potentially use a guillotine, but the guillotine I have is too short. I know, you're so squeaky. Okay, so then here, we're gonna put this guy right about there. I'm gonna do it just over a hair so that I can cut off on the other side with having, so this is good now. And then we're gonna take and trim, because I did it just a little bit, so we're gonna overlap it and trim off that extra hair here. See if I got, so here's the thing. I did it again. The first couple I did were really good. And now this one was a little bit better, but still, see that there's just a little bit. Get that off of there. All right, so these are what we use on some of the cards. So next we're gonna go this way. We're gonna cut this one. So we need this for the front of one of our cards. So I'm just gonna make a little pile over here. And then we actually do use these on the cards, this stuff. I'm gonna try to go right in the middle and see what happens. That one turned out good. And then grab this one. Okay, so because I've got it smaller now is where I could take my guillotine. And that takes off those hairs a little bit better than this kind of track cutter thing. And so set these off to the side. And I think at this moment we could pull this out of the way and just use this. Hello, Karen Woods. And we're going to set these up on a little guillotine. You guys, when I prefer a guillotine cutter over that track cutter any day out of the year. And one more here. Right, so we're gonna save these guys. And I did notice that there's a little bit of an overlap on this one. And I think we can take the guillotine here, trim that off. See, it cuts off this kind of stuff, where with that other cutter, it would make it frayed. All right, so now we're on this one, and we've got this, and then we gotta do these two. So let's set this up, boom. And, get that straight on the top and the bottom. All right, very good, those look nice. And then now we got two left here. So that basically cut up that entire sheet. So we used both sets of the die cuts already, got them separated. And now what we did is we cut up one of those sheets of the labels, whatever. I call them mats from the DSP, I think is what I refer to them as. This guy has a little white left on it, so we're going to get it off of there. All right, so if you guys don't have the guillotine cutter like this, they don't sell it anymore, but I know that other brands make small guillotines. I highly recommend a small guillotine in your life. Okay, now that was one of the sheets, but if you recall, in the cards that we did here for you, these little baby ones, there are actually two of the cupcakes, and we have that guy right there, which also comes from, it also comes from this sheet right here. So knowing that we need these two, so it's basically this guy, and then we used part of this guy for that other card. We know we have to go in and grab from the middle here, right? So we're gonna have to be strategic about this last sheet. And actually, at the moment, I'm just drawing a little bit of a blank of how I cut this, but we'll get there. So I think what we'll do, so we're gonna set these off to the side. I want to talk about the other DSPs. So there are 5 bags that we did, right? So this class was all about 5. So you got 5 bags, 5 tags, 5 little 3 1/4 by 3. It was the whole purpose. What, like our goal, what we envisioned, you guys, is if you needed a great gift for moms, sisters, daughters, for Mother's Day, or birthdays coming up, or thinking of you, or baby showers, bridal showers, these are going to be your 5 bags. You can put 3 cards in each one. You have a tag that can get hanging on the outside, and you can put that little baby card in there as the card that goes with it. And so these 5 bags use, 2 of them are the same, right? They use this designer paper right here, and then this uses the cake, and then this uses, so these are very similar. In the camera, you guys probably look at them and they're like, oh, they look the same. Well, this one has more of a vanilla texture undertone, and that has a soft sky. Used to be a Stampin' Up color, a soft sky undertone. All right, so knowing that we have these 5 bags, this size of the bag, so for those of you who have the tutorial, if you go to the end of it, like page 31 here, you can see that that's where we have the bag information. And it's 8 1/4 inches tall, which is perfect because 8 1/4 plus 3 3/4 is 12 inches. So we get a bag out of it, then we get the top gives us a couple mats. So for now, what I want to do is, knowing that we need those 5 bags, one of them is the cake sheet. We're going to pull out a cake sheet. And then we also need these two sheets, right? Because two of the bags use that softer sky. And then two of them use this vanilla, right? So let's go cut off that stuff. And it leaves you with these two, and then one orange one here, and then the stripies. Okay, so let's set these off to the side. And then move this stuff off to the side and grab back the cutter. And we're gonna just get what we need for the bags set aside so that you don't accidentally cut it the wrong way. Okay, so we did use this plaid in one of the cards. I believe we did, yes. I think it was the little baby cards, if I'm not mistaken. And if you ask me where I set them, right here they are. Okay, so this has no direction to it or orientation. Neither does this, right? So when you cut it at 8 1/4, hi Debbie Gas, better late than never. You're gonna have to pull this arm out or use your big guillotine if you have a bigger size guillotine. And we need to do 8 1/4. Hi baby. We're gonna cut this one at 8 1/4. Hi. So this we're gonna save for our card making. So put that on your card making pile. Put this on your bag pile. We're gonna end up with 5 sheets like this for our bags. My baby. I know you're so cute. Do 8 1/4. So 8 1/4 plus 3 3/4, and when you cut this at 5, it makes the perfect size for a mat for a card. All right. So there's that one. We do this one. 8 1/4. All I'm doing is making 2 different piles at this point, you guys. And to this sheet, 8 1/4. Now the cakes make a difference. The cakes have an orientation to them, right? You don't want your cakes going sideways on your bag, right? You want your cakes to be going the right way, up and down. So when you cut this, you got to make sure your cakes are horizontal, right? Because 8 1/4 is the height. So we put this at 8 1/4 with your cakes going horizontal, and this will be for your bag, and then this gets saved for your card making adventures that we're going to do momentarily. So now what happens, I'm going to just bring these back in and show you what we have here. We have these that are going to go into our pile that we can use for cutting for card mats. Hi, Mary Jo Stoll. And then we have these, which we're going to set aside. Baby, I know you want your mousey. You are going to have these for your bags. We're going to, at the end of class, we'll make one of these into a bag, show you how to do it so that you know how to make all 5 of them. But I don't think I need to make all 5 of them live with you, but I just want to make sure you guys set these off to the side. Again, 5 of them. They're 12 inches by 8 1/4. Right, so that goes on a pile behind me for now. Okay, so I don't know if we need this arm out anymore, but what we need to do is I'm just going to tell you, I don't have these cards in any order. I don't believe so. So what I'm going to do is pull out the ones that have designer series paper so that we can cut the mats that we need. And then I'm going to separate out the ones here. Okay, that goes there. That's an orangey one. Orangey, that's a thing. This one we cut. This one we cut. The cakes and the cakes. Okay, so these 3 I'm going to set off to the side because these 3 are from the mats that we cut out of that one sheet. Hi, baby. These now are, we need to cut these mats, and we need to cut these mats out of the leftover pieces of designer series paper. Where'd you put your mousey? Okay, so let's start with this one because this is an easy one. There's 2 cards that use this one. And then this is the more pool party one, which we didn't quite use. The one that's more the vanilla, that went with these 2 cards. Okay. And then there was a cake one. Oh man. Okay, so you guys see what's happening here? This stripe is the same as the cake, but these cakes are going the wrong way. They won't work for this card. So we definitely need to keep this piece used with that. Now these other ones, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to work from the full sheets. So we're gonna need this sheet. We're gonna need a cake sheet. and we're gonna need the orange sheet. Okay, so we're gonna work on cutting the mats next. And once we have our mats cut, we'll basically have all of our pieces all ready to do the merging into this pile, and we'll start getting crazy on the Stampin'. So let's do the cake. Well, let's do these first because these are easy to me. And let's set these guys off to the side. This goes over here. We're gonna start with this one right here. Okay, so this is, all these mats are 3 3/4 by 5. And then they're gonna get matted onto the mats that are part of the kit. So you have this piece here that was left over from your bag. Hi, Suzanne Deppes. You have this that was left over from your bag, and it was 3 3/4 by 5, right? So we're gonna do 3 3/4 by 5, and then by 5. Okay, so this is a scrap. I'm just gonna put it on my scrap pile for now. I don't remember if we use it later. Honey, where's your mousey? You just had your mousey. I don't know what you did with it, girlfriend. Okay, so that will go with these 2 cards. Good, I'm just gonna start making a pile over here for now. This one's easy too, you guys. So you already have what's left over from your envelopes. And you're gonna cut at 5. And so I like, you could go from either end, but this side has white to me, right? This side has pink. So I really like it when the end has color. So I don't know if I flip it over and know I got pink, oh, I end up with white anyway. So it is what it is. So I just liked, because there's more white at the end, I really like end with a pink or a green here just because I thought it would look nicer against the pink, but whatever, it's all good. So you have these 2 pieces that go with that card. All right, you guys, give me some thumbs up if you're okay with this. Doing so good. Hopefully you're doing okay. Now this one with the cakes. So this cake has stripes on the back, right? And we have to make sure our cakes are going horizontal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this off of the one side. You guys remember the number is 3 3/4. So we're gonna do 3 3/4 this way by 5, right? So 5 here, and then 5, totally scored that at the same time. 5, this is extra, right? Now, what's up with this piece of paper? You guys can make anything else with this. There's more. Like you can make more, right? And the side has stripes. The side has the cakes. So you could make more. I'm putting this on my extra card, my extra DSP pile. These 2 will go with that card. All right. Then let's work with this sheet right here. He's easy too, I think. So he has this right here. So scallops, I have mine going lines like this. If you want your lines going this way, it's however you want. But I'm gonna do the same thing. So you look on the back, it's that one. And I want to do 3 3/4 first, like this. You could make a bag out of this if you want. To me, they didn't really go so good, but you could make another bag if you wanted because it's the right size. And then we're gonna do 5 and 5. Now you guys have wiggle room with this. If you don't like your gold being so close at the bottom here, then go from this side. And let's see what happens if we have it like that. That's it gave me such a little gold line here. But you know what? Most people aren't going to catch that. But it was weird to me have the scallops so close to the bottom. So now I've got these 2 ready to go for this card. All right. Now, we had this one right here, which is with this green. I had that left over from here. So this was from my envelope, not my envelope, my bag. I forgot to grab it out earlier, but you're gonna need 2 of the greens for that. So what you're gonna do is cut 5 and 5. I sound like a little bit of a broken record, but I think hopefully it's very repetitive with these measurements so that it's not hard for you guys to cut this on your own. So these 2 go with that card. Scrap pile for now. All right, Trisha said thumbs up, wonderful. All right, this is gonna be your culprit for potential problems. It's because you need the orange and you also need this thing right here and this right here. So what are you gonna do? You have to be very selective and strategic about how you get your orange. You can get 2 orange pieces from at the top here, right? You get 2 oranges across the top. 3 3/4. It is perfect because you don't cut into your cake here and you don't cut into this one because you need this one. It will also give you this, and these for extra card making, but you lose more tags. Like let's say you love the tags. You don't want to give up more tags. You want to save these 5 tags. So you just want to make 5 more tags. Well, then you would need to get your orange from here and right here, I think. This is 3. Oh, it's not. It's 3.5. You're going to have to use some of your tags. So you're going to have to, like, you could go here and you could go here. You need this thing and you need this. If you, where did I put the little baby cards? I know I just had them. They were right around, oh, here they are. These right here. This extra little card is there. And then you need a second one of those, okay? Where everything else, we don't really use it. So you can make an executive decision. I'm going to keep it easy and cut just my tags off the top and live with it. You could, if you wanted to get one here, like let's say you do this section and this section, you could save those 2 tags because those are really pretty, right? Whatever. I'm not going to stress and overthink it. I'm just going to go for it. But I'm going to make sure I cut off my tags here at 3 3/4. And now we're going to come back and get that out and that out too. So now we need by 5. I hear you, baby girl. And little scrap. Oh, I know it was sad getting rid of that, but that is what it is. Now we have this whole pile includes all of the mats, the DSP mats that we cut for these cards. And we're almost there. We're going to go back to this piece right here, and we're going to get out these 2 things. So I'm going to cut this off first. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this off. So this is extra for you guys to make more cards with. And then I'm going to cut this way. Right, where's my center? Right there. And then I'm going to get this one. Hi, baby. I know. You're going to start scratching at my leg, aren't you? And then this one gives us the other cupcake that we need here. Right, so that's good. And then we also need, this can go away for right now. So this is special, right? We're going to cut really close to the top of the green balloon. And this side is correct. The ultimate size of this is, kept it really big. It's 3 1/8 by 3, and actually it was 3 1/16 by 3 1/16 is what we did. All right, so what does that mean? It means that we're going to cut at 3 1/16 here, so 3 1/16 this side. Right, so now we got it the right width, and we did trim off a little off the top. You're just skimming the top of the green balloon. If you can see here, there's just a little bit of that blue stripy stripes. Oh man. Okay, well, so be it. I scalped my balloon here, but that's okay. Now 3 1/16. And that gives us just, oh man, my paper was in there. Hang on. It's all bunched up. All right. So it kept the gold line at the bottom here, and this saved for your scrap pile. All right. Whew. That fits perfectly right there for this card. And so that will go on to our DSP mat pile. I'm not sure that we're done cutting. In my head, I feel like we've cut everything we need to cut. I'm just going to set that aside for now. I don't know where you put your mouse, honey. I really don't. It was just here. I brought it up, and I don't know where you put it, girlfriend. So, oh, here it is. You guys, entertain me and watch Honey just for a moment, because she's been waiting here patiently for a moment. All right. Go get it, girlfriend. Okay. So, thank you for that. I thought she was going to start eating my leg if I didn't do it. No, she wouldn't, but the eggs are going to stay off to the side for now, you guys. All right? Ah, she's back. And now what we're going to do is work on this pile right here. I have been scrapbooking, carving about that long, but I use whatever product I like. Yep. Hi, Tina Gaskin. Happy Friday to you too. All right, so now is your moment to pull these pieces out, okay? So be very careful to not put it diagonal or vertical. Gotta keep it horizontal, right? We can move our tag off to the side here, and this top one, what you have here are 5 pieces of white. These 5 white pieces are your mats for inside our little baby cards. Now, oh, I lost the gem here. So these cards are actually 3 1/4, goes on this guy, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, right? So these little white mats are 3 by 3. So we're gonna start with these guys. And if we look at the PDF tutorial, you guys, if you have the PDF tutorial, you can work with me. The bags were on the back end, and then we've got the tags, which we already kind of made our pile for the tags. We'll start with that one. So the tags, because we kind of have a little, I think we did these guys first. So let's skip over the tags for the moment, and we're gonna go to these little guys. You have 2 white strips for sentiments, 2 gold mats. We did punch out the on point punch because we're gonna design something with that, right? So these are 2 gold mats. You have 2 pieces of vellum. Now this is retired vellum, you guys. I think it's called Vellum Basics. It was 12 by 12, and it came in polka dots and it came in stripes and like a frosty one. And you either got polka dots or stripes. The majority of everybody got polka dots, but there were some stripes, which look really cool. And then there are 2 pretty in pink, and then there's 5 of these. Now, sometimes paper comes with this little spot in here, and that is baked into the paper, right? Something like that. It's going to get covered up. So they gave it to me just to talk about it, but I know it's going to get covered up, so I'm not so worried about it. So we have these 5, and in the tutorial, the one that is first is this one. So we're going to lay one of these down, okay? And then we're going to lay one of these, because it's our inside. And then we're going to take this little guy, right? And we did use, see that right there? That is from one of the tags here. This guy right here. Do you see that? So that is a 3 by like a 1/2 inch. And I had said, I don't know if I'm done with cutting yet, but if I'm not, I'm just going to pull stuff out, because if I don't show you guys this, you might not see it on the because that wasn't on the tutorial, the inside. So we do 1/2 by 3 inches. So insides are always optional. I always like to have something on the inside that's decorated to match. So I took that little stripey thing, and it's a 1/2 inch by 3. That's going to go on my pile. I'm not going to worry about any of the gems or the ribbon at this point, right? So we're just going to work on getting our cards kind of like all the pieces married together. So the next one is you have 2 of this card, because there's 2 cakes. So you're going to have 1, and you could put them separately or together. You have your inside, you have a pink, and then you have one of the vellums. You're going to take one of these strips and a cake. Okay, so that's one of them. And now there's 2 of them, right? So that, a white inside, a pink, a vellum, the white strip, and then grab the other cake, right? So that makes those 2. And the inside on that, let's just look what we've got. And they're 2 flowers, these little guys right here. So we've got this little flower, a flower, and then there's a little leaf. And it's a leaf that looks like this. So it goes with that. So we're going to put those 2 together. Good deal. Oh my gosh, there's another gem right there. These little gems are sneaky little buggers. We're going to set you there. So that's those 2. All right, so then if we're going through the tutorial, there's the next one, which is this cupcake one. So you have this and this with your white. You have the gold mat. Now, here's a problem. You guys, these are the same size. Did you notice that? No, you probably didn't. I didn't realize it till right now. We need to take basically we need a mat, right? So we need to take a little bit off of each side, but like this has more down here than it has up here. So I might take more off the bottom here, and this is closer on this side, so I might take more off on that side. So let's grab the trimmer back because we might as well get all of our trimming done right off the bat. And if that gold mat is 3 by 3, I ultimately want this to be 2 13/16 by 2 13/16 because that's the size of mat I like. So on my left side, I'm going to go for it all off. And so I put it at 2 13/16. I think that that centered the cupcake really nice. Now I'm going to take a little bit off the bottom here, and that's too much. So I'm going to bring it back to 2 7/8. And then I'm going to take a 1/16 of an inch off the top. And that might give me exactly what I'm looking for. Right, so that's, now it frayed it because of being so close to the edge. So we get to do that a second time in case you missed that. We're going to take everything off the left side. So this is 2 13/16. And then we're taking an 1/8 inch off the bottom. So it's 2 7/8. And then we're going to do a 1/16 of an inch off of here. And if it frays it, we'll catch it. Oh, little guy. All right. So we got it cut down to size. And now that fits perfectly with the gold mat. All right, so I've got my 2 piles started here. Now let's see what's on the inside. Ooh, okay. And, okay. So, do you remember I just cut that little guy in half? Well, we need the other half now. So, what we'll do is we'll cut this, which gives us basically a 1/2 of an inch. And then we're going to cut this at 3. So that's one of them. And the other one has some of the die cut images. So this is for one of them. And then the other one has a flower like this, a flower like this, and then it has this guy right here, one of those. So that's what we have on the inside of this other one. So that completes those. But now what happens is you have a little bit of stuff here. So we're going to go back to the document and look at our tags. And so this stuff right here is for your tags. We had 5 tags here. So you have this one, this one. Let's see if I can see them all here. Perfect. So on the tutorial, the first one at the bottom, well, the bottom one is this guy. And it uses this little tag with it. And where are my tags? Right here. So it's this guy right here. So that's this. So we're going to put this on our pile. We're just going to go for it. Then the With Love one, this guy, has nothing added to it. So nothing needed to go with that. This blue one, that one has this Everyday Arches label needing to get added to it. And then we already grabbed the flower. So there's that. The next one is this guy, which is this pink one. It uses this pink label and one of the circles. We already grabbed the gold leaves and we grabbed the flower. So that can go here. And the very last one is this stripy one. And you're going to grab the the blueberry label and a circle. And you've already grabbed the gold. So those are your 5 tags, right? So now we should have just a white piece here. And what we can do now is we're going to marry and merge this stuff. And we're going to merge it with our mats so that we have one pile and it's in order so that when we start with our first card of the PDF tutorial, we're going to work our way right through it. So we're going to go to the tutorial and go to the card. So I'm in the tutorial here and it's number 14 and 15. We're going to grab that one with the orange cake. So that's this orange cake right here. Okay. I'm just going to set my tags and my little cards off to the side here so that I don't wreck that pile. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this orange base. So this is the card right here. Okay, and there's 2 of them, 2 scoops. There's 2 of them. Hi, Mary Novak. No problem. You can stop and throw Honey's mouse whenever she asks. She is so patient. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Yeah, are you ready, Honey? Where'd you put your mousey? Huh? Where did you put it? I don't even see it. Well, you gotta go get it, girlfriend. Where is it? Honey. She's so Don, I went to go throw it and I looked for it and I don't see it anywhere. All right, so we have two cards that are almost identical, right? Well, they are identical. So this designer paper gets added and we need to grab our orange cakes, right? And if you're wondering for your little white label, it's right there. And then on the inside, you have an orange flower. And I think, are they the same? Yep. So you have an orange flower, and then one of these leaves. It's not that one. Oh, Honey, go get your mousey, baby girl. It's this guy right here. Nope, it's not that one. The leaves are interchangeable. So I might have used a different leaf somewhere else, but this one will work just fine. It might have been meant for the other card, but that's it. So we've merged these two together, right? So we're gonna put this guy over here. And now we're gonna go to this pink one. And the pink one is, this is cards number 12 and 13, which is this other cake card. And so it's this card right here. So you're gonna grab your two DSP mats, your pink cake. Hi, baby. Yeah, you're gonna come and scope out what's going on. Investigate why mom's not throwing the mouse. And then you have your orange flower. So what's really cool about this cake card, Honey, you got dust on me. Excuse me, girlfriend. Go get your mousey. I'll throw it if you go get it. This cake looks empty at the top. It needs a topper. So that's where you're gonna grab one of these orange flowers and that gets glued to the top. And if you're looking for your label, it's gonna be there. And on the inside, we have this big pink flower, this little pink flower, and this is where the big leaf goes. Okay, so I'm gonna steal it back from here. I'm gonna steal it back because eventually we'll figure out what I did with the other leaves. Okay, so it's got that leaf because that does look better with that. And that's what I believe we have in the inside of both of those. So I'll have to make a note that I'm missing leaves for those cards, but we'll find them later. Okay, so next then is, I know, baby girl, I didn't see where you put it. And then the blue one. So this is card numbers, okay, it's the cupcake cards. So grab the cupcake cards here. So it's the orange pieces. And now this is where your cupcakes are gonna go. So you have a pink and orange, a blue and orange, and a pink and pool party. Do you see this little strip right here? That, we'll have to cut that. It's actually, if you go back to your sheet here, it's this one. And what we did is we cut it in half. So we're gonna have to cut this off. We'll set that in case we need it later. And then we need that. And I noticed that there's a little overhang on here. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pull in the guillotine. Hi, baby cakes. Go get your mousey. If you get it, I will throw it, I promise. And then we're gonna cut that little bit off. And then this is 1 inch. And so I don't know if you guys know, but on your little baby guillotines, the 1/2 inch mark is, this butts right up to it, and that's a 1/2 inch. And that is exactly what we have on there. So one of each of those. And then on the inside of this, ooh, we have that guy. So grab those two. Good. And next, then we have this pink one. And this is a one-off one. And it must be, I'm guessing, that one. Okay, it is not a one-off one. Oh, I get it. So it's the pink with this flower right here. So it's card number 9. So you're gonna grab this green, and you're gonna have to grab, baby, knock my stuff off here. You're gonna grab, oh, see, we lost a gem over here. A random stray gem. Maybe we'll put it right there. And this has a little label, which you'll find right there. So you're gonna grab this one, and then on the inside, okay, we have this pink flower. We have this little blue flower with the orange. Okay, so that one's good to go. I can move you off to the side. The next card is one with a blueberry base, which is the same card but yet different. And it is this one right here. So it's the same flower, but it has the stripes. So you're going to grab this and this, if you see your labels here. And your inside has that same flower and that flower. Okay, so that's that one. So you can move this off to the side. That was card number 8. And then number 7 is a one-off. It's this orange piece. And you're going to need to grab from your pile over here this piece that has the 2 floral images on the corners. And your bits and parts are underneath here. And this one has 2 pink flowers. Now they are opposites. So when you have your pink flowers in front of you, look at them. So that one and this one were the same, and that one goes the opposite. So you can see there's the 2 blue leaves are on that side. So what you need to grab are 2 that are opposite, because this one goes here, and then this one goes here. Nope, I lied. You grab the 2 that are the same. All right, so one's going to go upside down here, and one's going to go here. So it's the 2 that are the same. Now, if your 2 leaves go on the opposite side, it's okay. It means that you just grab the other pink flower for the other side, for the other card. It's okay. You could go swap it out, or you could not. It doesn't matter. You just want to have 2 of them that are on the same side. So those go there. And then our inside for this card, okay, we've got these 2. And then we have the blue leaves. And then we have, must be these 2. So it's that leaf and that leaf, all right? So we got those done. And that one's done. So I'll put you off to the side. Grab the next card, which this will be card number 6. It's a one-off card. And it's going to be this piece right here on the outside. And on the inside, we have the other gold pennant, like that. Okay, so that's good for him. And then on to the pink, which has the gold edges, which is a one-off card that looks like this. You're going to grab that, and your stuff is underneath here for the rest of it. The inside is the pink, and then this is that long leaf. And then you have a little baby blue flower left, hopefully. And that's it for this one. Okay, we're getting down there. Now that was card number 5. So number 4 is this balloon card with a pool party bottom, and there's actually 2 of them, but they're similar but different. So let's set one here and one here, because this will go for 1 and that'll go for 1. One of them has a label and one of them requires the DSP. So that one has the label, right? So that's this card, and it needs a balloon. And then the inside on it is a pink balloon. Okay. Go get your mousey. Go get your mousey, baby girl. Then this one, you need to grab one of these little labels that you have left. And then on the inside is the pink balloon. Okay. So that wasn't too hard. Okay. So card number, that was 3 and 4. Number 2 scoops. So these 2 are similar but different, right? So we have here a blue base and a pink base. It's these cards right here. Oh, I lost something. Well, the blue one gets that and this. This one gets that. Okay, let's back up. I forgot to put a balloon. We have 1 balloon set left. It was supposed to go right here. Okay, forgot that. So the blue base gets a blue label. I gotta find where I have a blue label. The pink base gets this pink one. And I see I have a little white edge on mine here. So we're gonna cut this off. Just a hair. Okay, so that's the pink one, gets the pink label. The blue base gets the last little pink flower. The pink base gets the last little pool party flower. The insides for both of these get these 2 flowers. You guys see I have 2 leaves left. We're gonna go put them back in the orange card. And you also should have a blue label here. So this blue label, I cut a little close on this side. So to even it out, I'm just gonna cut a little bit off of everything just to make it look more like symmetrical all the way around. And so we got a little there, we'll do a little here, and that side's fine. And that side where I have less blue, I'm gonna put on that side so you can't really see it. All right, so that goes on this one. And that would go here. Blues on top and then pink. So what did that leave for us for pieces? I have leaves left. If I remember correctly, I stole the leaves from the orange one. Was it this very first orange one? I think that was supposed to have leaves. So I'm just gonna put that one there and this one here. Now, if you guys look around my space, I don't have any die cuts left except for these things. If you find a spot to put them in your card making, go for it. Put them somewhere. Make me proud and use them up. And what I have left out of all of, so we have 1 pile, which now is in order for the tutorial. Card 1 is on the top here, which we'll start on that momentarily. I just want to regroup though what we have left, because we strategized and we tried, and I wouldn't have had to cut that other one out because I had one here. But what you have left, and I don't know if these got used up anywhere or not, I'll have to, and then I have another one of these pool party ones left. We have some of this stuff left that you guys can make more cards with. We have some random scrapperonis here, like these guys, which would be perfect on cards. Here's another blue one. We've got these 2 sheets that are at 8 1/4 by 12. A few more smaller scraps here. These would make great mats for more cards, right? Definitely. And then we have 1 full sheet of this green. So out of that whole pack of designer series paper, which we thought we did pretty impressive, that this is really all you had left out of it. I thought that was, we were pretty impressed. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. You know, usually you get a pack of designer series paper and you make like 2 things out of it and you have all of it left. And this way, if you like it that much, like after doing this and you can see how versatile it is, maybe you would consider getting another pack of it because you really can make lots of projects with it. So, how's everybody doing? I haven't been watching comments while I was cutting. You didn't grab the big balloon. Oh, thank you, Joy. I did see it there after the fact, so I did catch it. And I don't do scrapbooking. Okay. At least she's not a 40-pound border collie with a tennis ball. Exactly. So you guys, she's currently staring out the window, so she's occupied for the moment. So are you guys good? For those that are like doing the class with me, did that make sense? Do you understand what we went through? It's kind of like what I would call a memories and more class. And now what we're gonna do is take the piles and we'll end up doing these guys at the end. And so I'm gonna set them back here. And I'm gonna put my pile off to the side here. And we're gonna start pulling in the cards 1 by 1 and making them. How's that sound? We're gonna drink a little drinky drink. I stopped at the Quick Trip and I got myself an iced latte. I think that's probably why I have so much energy, you guys. I've been drinking lots of tea, black tea and like non-caffeine tea, instead of drinking coffee. I only had like 1 cup of coffee every day instead of normally 3. All right, so you have your blueberry bushel. So I think a lot of these cards are gonna go together very lickety-split, really easy for people because the designer paper is just so impressive. The other thing you guys do make sure you do is your dry fitting to make sure they fit. Very clear, wonderful planning. Good, good. Happy to hear that. All right, so we're gonna glue these 2 mats down. I have a cord here that I want to get up there. Perfect. Okay. And now she's sitting in my chair, you guys, and she's giving herself a little bath, so that's nice. And put this right here. And then the flowers. So my labels popped up, so I don't really necessarily need to pop up my stem. And if you do, just make sure under your label here you don't put more dimensionals. And this one, oh man, I'm getting to the end of these. So we're going to be using, I believe, lots of dimensionals today for this class. Put this guy there. And we're gonna just go around the horn here and snip all these so they're ready to go. Do one more here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab my little solo cup. I don't know if you guys work with a little baby cup on your desk at home, but when Diane and I designed together, we keep a little baby cup right by us because it's just easier to get everything in that little cup than to always move your hand over to where the garbage is. I popped this stem up, but on this one I'm gonna keep the stem flat. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I feel pretty, oh so pretty. And if you guys don't press it down really hard, you have the ability to pick things up and put them back down. I'll zoom in a little so that you guys can see that. Okay, so this guy right here, it's gonna go, and that stem kind of goes right over the top of the label. So this is a little hello, and it is in Blueberry Bushel. It says a little hello with a lot of love. Isn't that an awesome saying? And so that's, I'm gonna stamp it a little bit more to the left so that I have room to put that little flower at. Okay, that looks good. And then we need also, we're going to be using tear and tape today. So put that tear and tape right there. And I don't generally, whoa, let's see what's stamped on the inside. Nothing. So it's a hello card. So you guys, you can do whatever you want, but for now I'll close up my ink. When I am making cards, I don't generally cut ribbon off of the spool. I just work with it so that I don't end up wasting anything. And so we're gonna put a loop, a little bit bigger of a loop, and then we're gonna have a tail coming down. And this is what I mean by this. I cut this, and so I've wasted no ribbon whatsoever. And then shore up the back of that, and put a few more dimensionals behind this label. And again, this little leaf, I have that tucking underneath here, and it's a little centered to left to right here. And you have lines there, so you can kind of use that as a guide to help you get it straight. And then these two pieces here are going to use glue. Now, if you don't know what you're going to stamp on the inside and you want to stamp something on the inside, you might consider waiting and not gluing your little flower on the inside until you've stamped it, because if you don't like the way you stamp your sentiment, if this is already glued down, you're kind of like SOL. So you want to make sure you stamp it before you put this down. I'm going to leave it not stamped because whoever gets this can do whatever they want with it, because this will be a prize later in life. You guys, an hour and 30 minutes into class, and we have our first card made. And because I know that we have a lot more to work on, and I know I have a used stamp sale to prepare for tonight, I am not going to put gems or sell anything, right? I believe you guys have the ability to look at the pictures and see where I put the gems, and you could also Stella whatever you want to later in life, okay? So just know that you've got the party dots, and the party dots go with everything. All right, does that sound like a fair deal, guys? I hope so. So I'm gonna keep her moving. So this next one is similar, but different, slightly different. Like, we wanted to make the cards similar. Well, it's hard to make them all so crazy different, but we wanted them different enough because we figured if you guys were doing our idea of giving these away as prizes or presents or gifts or however you want to look at it, it was okay that you make multiples of a card, because you're going to give them to different people. Christine's, these Christine, they're beautiful. Thank you. All right. Now, again, this is one where you want to stamp it a little more to the left. There's a little bit more pink showing on the left now, so I'm going to do like this. Oh, it's a little crooked. Ooh, it's okay. It's not like crazy crooked, but it is going uphill a little bit. But I think when we get it on the card and we put the flower on, it's going to be okay. And this one says on the inside, time to celebrate. So you have two white mats that should be identical. So it doesn't matter which one you stamp on for the sentiment. We're going to do time to celebrate here. I think that we used Blueberry Bushel ink for almost everything. All right, so we could get glue happy. All right. Oh, I was missing the green. That's exactly what happened. I don't know where I lost a green. I wonder if I put it back in here. Somewhere I could have sworn I had the green cut. I know I lost it. I don't know if anybody saw where I put it, but I will just cut another one because there were two at one point, and I will find it later. Do you feel like that happens to you where you're missing something? You have no idea where it went? So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go cut another one. I cut two originally, and I don't believe, the only other thing is if we used the other two somewhere else, and that's very possible that I needed a third one and I didn't realize it, but regardless, we have it now. So you're gonna do a dry fit, just to make sure that works. So we can glue, 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 and this, that, and that. So that can go on the front. This can go. Now these little dotty things, they're going up and down on this one, but on that one they're going vertical. So not sure. I'm okay with it because you can't really, it's a background. So the time to celebrate is going to go on the inside. And then we also have the flower. So the video is doing some wonkiness. I saw that, you guys. I've been watching right along with you, and it's fidgeting. It's doing the same thing for you. I wonder what it sounds like. Wait, volume's on that side. No, these little dotty things. Yeah, I don't know. It like got stuttering. The video was stuttering, I guess you would say. I don't know if I was working too fast for the camera, but all right. Then these can get popped up. Pop it up, pop it up. I should have a Vanna White here with me, having these dimensionals put on ahead of time, right? So this one. Same thing. Put that guy right. It's so pretty. And if you need a little glue on the bottom, you can, or you could pop it up. Get that centered. And then this needs some ribbon. So on this one, we went back and forth and we wove it. Usually shows up stuck to something else. It sure does. Totally agree. All right, so this is gonna be underneath on the right-hand side here. So same thing, I'm not gonna waste any ribbon on this because I already cut that at an angle. And underneath the DA over here, we're gonna have a little tail. We're gonna bring it diagonally down, make a little loop-de-loop, make a little loop-de-loop, cut it at an angle at the right length. Perfect. And then we'll use a little tape to put that on, secure it, and then pop this up. You could do the same thing. Don't put it on upside down. It can fit right underneath there. Now this one we have right aligned, and it goes all the way to the edge of the white mat. I put that little leaf over the top where I didn't do it on that one. I don't know if I still could. Nope, not really. And then a little bit of liquid glue on this one. There it is. Boom, 2 cards done. So pretty. So these are similar, but different, right? So there's our second card. And we'll go on to the balloons next. And the balloons are the same card as well, except for 2 different labels, right? So this first one uses this happy birthday, and on the inside has time to celebrate with the balloon over there, so we can't lose track of that. So happy birthday is right here. A little buffer, but picks right up. Yeah, I noticed that. So this one is centered left to right, top to bottom. And then we have a white mat in here. And that is with Tigger Buddy. You're so handsome. Okay, remember your balloon is going to go here. So we're going to put that a little bit, maybe more to the right than we would normally put it. And that's it for stamping on this one. This, what I just realized, this one, happy birthday. That is from a set called Friends for Life. I don't know if I have that up here. We're going to have to think about that. I think I left that downstairs. And if that's the case, we might get just as far as just to put the label on. All right, so we get to glue, glue, glue. Let's put that there. Oh man, you guys, we didn't even burnish. Talk about me being an overachiever here and getting glue happy. All right, well, let's get this guy down in the inside. So that's what's neat about doing one of these classes with me, is you guys have, I would call it that easy button, where, you know, all your paper's cut, your die cuts are cut, everything is ready for you to stamp. And well, you have to do cutting of the designer paper, but this one, the ribbon is underneath the label. So we're good putting this down. The next one, we have to be careful because we got ribbon behind. I wanted my scallops going down. You could also do them the opposite way and have them going up. The balloon gets popped up. Yay, we get to put this in the garbage. And see if I have another sheet. Okay, there's that. But I want, hi honey, where's your mousey? I'm gonna grab this. These are from my paper pumpkin or something, so let's grab these. Oh, Kelly. All right, let's pick these off. And then we'll put a little bit of glue at the base there. This one is centered. So look for your tails to be more in the middle and your balloons to be centered. Then this will need some tear and tape. And it looks like there's a bow back there, but it's not really a bow. It's all how you crisscross applesauce your ribbon. So you've got your tail behind the H and the D coming out like that. And I'm going to go a bigger angle and make a loop. And then I'm going to make a loop on this side and then have it cross over on that side. And cut your... And see, it looks like a bow, but definitely did not make a bow. All right, well, this needs to come back and crisscross like that. And we definitely need the tape over here to help it stay in place. And then some dimensionals. And then this is centered. I have it so that you see the little knotty knots there. So it's down a little bit. Oh, here's a good thing. You could center it between the gold. So center it between these golds, or you could center between these golds. However you envision it. And now I kind of like it like centered between these 2 gold bars. Like that. Okay, and then voila. That one's good to go. Okay, cruising along in my automobile. Next one, balloon card again. And same but different. This is your inside. And then you have a blueberry mat for the outside. This happy birthday, if I'm not mistaken, comes from a set called Friends for Life. And Friends for Life, oh, maybe it's not. What is it called? The suite is called Friends for Life, maybe. If we go to suites, Friends, what is it called? Boca, Everyday Skies, Friends, Full of Life, Full of Life. Okay, Full of Life, page 18. I gotta see if that's where it's from. Yes, I think so. Here, that happy birthday right there. That's the happy birthday we used on this one, and I am not about ready to run down to the shisha to go get it. So we're gonna work our way through it and just finish that later. This one is Time to Celebrate with a Balloonie again. So we can stamp that though and get that put inside. And later on, I will go ahead and do that happy birthday. But we'll get everything put together except for that. One of the downfalls of having stamps in two places and having two live places. So we're gonna glue, glue, and glue. Whoa, okay, that was a lot. We're gonna go like that. Get some of that off of there. Okay, this class is so helpful. How many hours does it take you to design stamp? It took us an entire day. This was an all-day design. So we started at about 9:30 and we went until 4, I'd have to say. So it's 6.5, 7 hours sometimes. And then we don't always finish it. If you guys saw the bags, we still didn't even get the handles put on our bags. So a stamp a stack like this with this many cards, and some of them, you know, they're not all the same, but they're similar but different. I would have to say like the Frames and Flowers class took us an entire day. The Little Bit Festive took us an entire day. So it takes an entire day to do a class like this for designing. Sure does. All right, so there's our inside. And then let's put our balloons on. Yeah, so that's why the Stamp a Stack classes go for, like they do, because there's more to them. There's just an all around, like if you think about it, it's a 32-page PDF when normally they're 8 pages, right? So that's more time for Jolene, more time for photographing for Kelly. They're a little labor of love. Catherine says, if I sign up now, do I get old catalogs or new catalogs? Catherine, if you sign up now, might get, this is to the left a little bit. If you sign up now, you're going to get old catalogs. And if you sign up in April, I believe you would get, that goes over the top, oh, just to the top of that. If you sign up in April, I think you get both. Now, the question though that you could call 1-800-STAMP-UP and they would confirm that for you. But I'm pretty sure right now, because it's still March, you would get old catalogs only. I'm going to put some tear and tape along the back here. I feel as though if I put this on here, ooh, my tails are hanging over. So my balloon is up a little too high. So let's try this again. What we're going to do, oops, okay, that's all right. We're going to set this on here. And now we're going to put our balloon on, knowing that our tails don't want to go off the edge. Okay, so I had to have that green one up a little bit higher. All right, good job. Now we're good. So we're going to cut about 5 inches of ribbon here. And we're going to kind of guess where it is. And I would say about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the designer paper is where you could land your ribbon. And we're going to secure it. I didn't have weighting in the wings like I normally do, so let's get 2 more. Those pop off, and then a little more glue. Put that right down onto your front of your card base. So this label is eventually going to go right here. And you're going to need 4 more inches about to tie an overhand knot. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stage it and prep it, because this is what you'll do at home. Stamp it, adhere it, dimensionals, and then you're going to take this and you're going to tie it. And I could probably tie it so I don't lose it. but that'll go right there, like that, and then your label will go right here. So I am going to tuck, so this is where I need an orange one. Look at that. There it is. Ha ha ha. Perfect. So this little label, I'm going to tuck it inside my card so I come back to it later. And now I'm going to flip all these this way so I don't lose that little label. Okay, you could also trim your tails like that and like that. Okay, very good. Okay, woohoo! So that's 4. Now we're on to number 5. Numero 5. That card looks like this. Oh, it's a pretty one too. All right, so we got our inside pieces, and we have another happy birthday. Happy birthday. And we'll do time to celebrate. We're getting a workout out of our beautiful Boca stamp set. Oh, Mimi, you're very welcome. I tell you, we do enjoy designing. I do personally. I love, I do love sitting up and designing, and, oh, I lost the pink gem on there too. So you do want to send her this. I love when I don't have to be stressed to do it, like that there's no timeline. So we've gotten really good about working ahead on stuff versus waiting till the last minute. But last week with getting sick for me, it really put a damper on the whole like getting ahead because I feel like the last 5 days have been just like a struggle bus of staying ahead or like I should say more like getting caught up. So but yeah, designing is always more fun when you can just relax and enjoy the process. We're going to glue our flowers on here first. So 1, 2, 3, put a little glue, and a little glue. The orangey one will go down first. Like, I have no idea where the Humpty Humps all should go, but maybe something like that. Then I'm going to put the leaf down. Again, it's not, I can move it however I want, but so this is going to go like that. And now if I want to push my leaf in, I still can do that to make it look like it's a little shorter. Okay, so that's what we have there. Let's glue that. And this is going to get glued onto here. So let's just see if that dry fit is good. Ooh, it's very good. Okay, glue and glue. Hey, Catherine, I have an idea for you. If you want to call Stampin' Up at 800 Stamp Up, you could get an answer for us and tell it to me on the live so I know. Then if anybody else asks me that same question, I would have an answer. Look at me, guys. I got ahead of myself and got glue happy again. All right, so there's that. And then our inside goes like that. So a little bit of the prep work, it will go a long way for this class, right? We spent a lot of time on the front end getting organized. Whoa. So that the whole process of stamping and assembly goes very smoothly. So thank goodness I have my helpers, you guys. Round of applause to my helpers. I know I'm thinking of this right now. Karen Wetstein cut all these little pieces for you guys. And I know Anna scored everything. And Karen helped cut these gold pieces. Tammy and her mom helped do all the die cutting. Jolene writes the tutorial. Kelly helps me with the photographing and then the pictures and the cover photos, you guys. Is definitely always a labor of love. This will get a little tear and tape there. One waiting in the wings. And, all right, here's the deal. These gold pieces are going to go on here. But I do have them popped up. So let's do one at a time here. Let's do our label. And we're going to have underneath the RTH, so right about there, and you'll have that little loop, bring it back, little loop, cut that tail, cover it up with the tear and tape, and you might as well trim that. Perfect. Okay, now let's talk about the gold. That is popped up, so what we're going to do, we're going to put our dimensionals along the side. Okay, we're going to do 2 sets of, along the edge here. Now, if you're liking like your stuff pop or not popped up, you definitely do not have to do all these dimensionals. But I want the gold to be flat and the blue to be popped up. Be very, very careful and try to get it straight. So I got the top, and now I got the bottom. The reason I did this is because now if my gold is longer than my blue, I can trim it off and shore that up. Okay, so now we'll do the other side. Normally I would use tear and tape along the edge, but because I wanted it to be popped up, so I'm going to do right there to there. Same thing. If it's too long, just trim those little edges off. Now let's hope that I put this on here. Oh man. So this one had a little less gold, and this one has a little more gold, because this is probably 3/16 of an inch, and that's probably 1/8 of an inch on the side. I don't think it looks bad to have more gold. It just know that if you put too much gold on the side, it's gonna go off the card, right? And there's really no way, if you did, you'd have to gently pull these off. So I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm going with the flow. Just know, if I would have put them a little closer to the edge. And now you need to put liquid glue on that. All right. If I only wanted the online items in the Beekeeper, would those pages items be all together? No. If you only wanted the online items, everything's all together, you guys. There was real no easy way to make it work. Okay. So the whole purpose of the Beekeeper's Guide really was, I want a one-stop shop for absolutely everything. I want all the suites together. I want all the bundles together. I want all the embossing folders together. I don't personally care if it's online exclusive or not, as long as it's current. I wanted it in here because I want to be able to open up two embossing folders, and when I'm designing a card, I want to be able to look at the embossing folders when I'm designing. I might have forgotten all about that one, and that might be the perfect one. Same with the designer. So for me, the whole thing was they have it all together. What happens is when Stampin' Up comes out with online exclusives halfway through the year, or halfway, like in the middle of the catalog, that's where you're going to have this in the Beekeeper's Guide, where this is the new online exclusives that launched in March. But there are other existing online exclusives that are in the big book. So the next book that we do for May is going to be all online exclusives, all annual catalog. There's going to be no mini because there won't be a mini at the time, and there won't be any scrapbooking brochure because they've basically migrated the scrapbooking brochure into the catalog. So it is not broken out separately, Pat. I'm so sorry. Like there's no easy way. We had to make a decision, and that's, I guess, I asked a few people on my team what they wanted, and it kind of aligned with what I was thinking, and it was to have everything in a one-stop shop in the Beekeeper's Guide. And how it works, you guys, Kelly goes into, it's all based on item number. So the most current suite currently before the new online exclusives are launched, so she searches suites, that suite came up, and then that. So these are in order by the number, like 164, 659 is bigger than, no, it's not, 164, 716, so this is close. 164, 635, 164, 604, like, generally they're in order of how Stampin' Up has them in chronological order by number, but so maybe not. I thought that's how she was doing it. So, oh yeah, no problem. I just thought I'd answer that. So here you go. We got that card. And again, I've got a little bit more gold on the one on the right, a little less with the one on the left. And there we have another one done for us. All right, next, we're gonna not forget to do our bone folding here. You guys, did you just notice that was the first time I coughed since I went live? Woo, woo. I love it. All right, this card looks like this. And you will see you barely have a mat here. And this mat does get popped up. So I'm actually going to use the small dimensionals because they will fit better in here. And there's no ribbon behind this, so we can definitely secure this right onto our card base right off the bat. The main thing is that we're going to want to get this centered nice. If you guys realize here, we did cut one of the, there's a new, I don't know if it's textured notes or what it is, has some new rectangle dies. And that is what we cut out of the middle of here. So I'm going to just hold this over the top to see where I'm at. So the margin on the top and the bottom is bigger than the margins on the left or the right. So I like to center top to bottom. Tiger buddy, you just knocked over all my scraps, buddy. Did I do that? Yes, you sure did, little man. He's like, I'm a big man though. All right, happy birthday comes from with you in mind. And I didn't grab it. Oh, big boy. That definitely woke you up, didn't it, handsome kitten? All right, happy birthday. And the inside says, time to celebrate. So let's do that. You guys get one chance. Hi, Barbara Gobby. You get one shot in the night here. You get to stamp your happy birthday or whatever you want it to say, but you got to do it good. So find a photopolymer stamp so that you can see where it is. So at least you can try to be straight with it. Right there. All right. I'll let that marinate for a hot second. And then time to celebrate is over there with our little guy like this over here. So we're going to stamp time to celebrate right there. Good deal. Done with the inky dink ticker, buddy. Yep, it fell in the garbage. All right. Nice. Very nice. All right. We could glue this guy on. And so it's like that. So I don't have, these all are glued, but we're going to cut off some of these end pieces here. So let's just do a little glue on all of those. Should be good. And when you drop it like it's hot, make sure it's all on here. Like that. Good deal. And then grab your scissors and you're going to want to trim the little tailsies off. And then this is going to get liquid glue. Now, I definitely got a glue ball going on here. Okay. Whoa, and now I got a hair. Okay. So this is going to go on our inside. Perfect. Are you guys, were you impressed that we used up all the little die cut pieces except for those little gold leaves? So this is going to go, we need dimensionals in the middle. So let's put some of those down. Then I'm wondering, well, what do I want to do for adhesive for the gold foil, right? So I'm going to stage tear-in tape along the edges. Yeah, woke us all up, I know. So Bigger Tigger, I don't know if you guys, let's see if you can see him that way. Oh, you can see Bigger Tigger. Okay. So Bigger Tigger, buddy. Hi, handsome kitten. And he's like, he was sleeping on my, this is my big cutter, you guys. He was sleeping on there, and I have a box of scraps, and he knocked that into the garbage. And that's how that went. Yep, it woke us all up. Landed on my butt. All right. So, see, they are not sure. They are not sure on the catalogs. Huh. Well, that surprises me. I will say in the past, generally, the month before, well, it's a pre-order, you got the current catalog and the new catalog as a box of 8. But that's interesting that they don't know. So for this, you're going to make a little overhand knot grouped together. So much work. Thanks everyone who could the guide. Barbara, glad I caught this. Thank you, Julie. Lucky that I landed on my butt. We're going to use a glue dot, you guys. So grab a glue dot from your mini glue dots and cut your little tail there. And that little guy is going to go right like it's acting as though it's holding the balloons together. Take it easy when your back hurts. Everything hurts. Yes. Yep, so true. All right, you guys, we got that one good to go. Hopefully you've got some insider information on how to put that together. This is another one-off card. So with these where it's embossed on the top, I like to go and try to get my edge lined up here and there, and then make sure I fold it in half that way. So this one is a horizontal card, and this is our outside, and you'll see again, we definitely paper conserved. We put that out of that, and so you can just test the waters on that. It looks good. So sending lots of love. Everything seems to be in the blueberries these days. So put that right there, and the inside has nothing, right? So you could use it for whatever you want. Glue the gold on the card base, then pop up the other part. That way the gold will be correct. Jessica, I don't know what you mean. I didn't think that my gold was incorrect. So if you're talking about this one, the reason that I didn't glue the gold strips down here, which I get what you're saying, if you're going to glue the gold strips down first, you want to make sure that they're the same height as your blueberry bushel. The reason that I glued them to the back of my blueberry bushel is because then I knew exactly where I needed to. You saw I trimmed off like, I don't know, a 1/16 of an inch got trimmed off of mine. So if you're going to glue these down, first you need to do a test of the public broadcast system and make sure that they're the same height as the blueberry bushel. When you know that they're the same height, then you got to make sure you glue this side the same height as that side. Okay? So there's trickery on both sides of the equation. So whatever is the lesser that makes it easier for you guys, definitely do it, right? I always tell you guys that there's no right and wrong way in card making, as long as you're happy with what are the end results. So definitely a good tip though, that you could do it both ways. Okay, so this is gonna get glue, and we're gonna glue actually this, like that. That was my bad side right there. So now that can get set into this one. That is gonna get glued flat. So these are some of those new rectangle dies that just launched, and that is part of this guy. So the part of our pre-order here, these rectangle dies, they're called textured notes dies, and there's a bunch of new rectangles. So they get rid of our stitched rectangles, they got rid of our deckled rectangles, but then we've got these rectangles. Those are the flowers, so let's glue, get them all staged for gluing. Those guys will wait, but let's put some glue behind all of those. So we're gonna start with this. So the blue kind of goes out there, that, and then you're gonna sneak the green underneath. And because it's liquid glue, you guys can twisty with them. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Blue 42, orange leaf, and green. Perfect. Okay, so these two things can get glued now. She said she thought that was the case, but not 100% sure. Okay, so here's what I would do, Catherine, and I know you don't want to call back. It's fine. I would have asked for a manager. I would have asked for her to put you on hold and ask somebody that does know, because what happens at Stampin' Up is they have new employees that are working that don't always have the answers. And so if you get somebody that doesn't give you the exact, not the exact answer you're looking for, but if it doesn't give you the exact answer, right, then you could ask to speak to somebody or have them ask their manager, somebody that does know, because there's no reason why they shouldn't know. It's almost April 1st, and you're probably not the only one that's wondering that. So, all right, that gets glued in, and now we have at the bottom of our tag, we're gonna need some tear tape. Oh, buddy, you look so sleepy, handsome kitten. Let's grab one more then. And this is going to make a loop, a loop, a tail, a tail. I just got off the phone with Susan at Stampin' Up customer service, and she said she's been getting calls this afternoon, but it has been confirmed by email while I was on the phone with her. Julie, I did a favor and called Stampin' Up, and if they sign up in March to get the old catalog, if they sign up in April, it is confirmed that they will get both catalogs, new and old. Okay, well, that's exactly what I thought the answer was going to be. So there you go. Okay, so loop, 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 tail. And then, oh, there goes UPS. We're going to catch another tail over here. Okay, so now we're gonna make sure we got everything shored up here. I'm gonna leave that tape on, that waxy paper on, because we're gonna come over here and pop it up, pop it up. And that will go right in the center of that front of the card. And then these little guys, we're gonna pop them up. Use some of the mini dimensionals are perfect. And one's on this corner, and the other is on that corner. Voila! And there it is. We've got another one in the books. Okay, next is a card that's similar but different, and it's this card. So the main difference is the background, right? So I think what we might do on this one is prep stuff. They went in by 2 by 2, so we're gonna do these 2 by 2. Boom, let's flip you over and prep you for surgery. Scalpel, actually dimensional. And probably one more. All right, good enough. Good, good. And then we'll pick these all off, and then we will put them so that they're waiting in the wings, because they're both the same. All right, so they're gonna be over yonder here. This is their inside. So this mat goes on here, which is the perfect size. So that's good. Here's another label, so I'll put you there. This card has a white base, or a white mat, so that's good like that. So we're gonna flip and flip, right, because those are the sides we want. We're gonna glue these both at the same time. And these 2 white mats on my left are the same size. One's for the inside and one is for the outside. Oh, Barbara said she likes them. Good. Well, I can't wait for you to get your kits too. All right. Then what we can do is take and burnish our edges on both of them. There we go. Neither one of them have ribbon that's behind those mats, so we can glue those both to the front of our card. So the white with green goes on the pink, and the pink with the stripies goes on the blueberry. So great color combinations, you guys. I don't know if you noticed, we have a lot of blueberry, pretty and pink, soft seafoam action going on. So our labels here, I have a little hello with a lot of love, which comes from that new set. I don't remember the name, but I just showed it to you. A little hello with a lot of love. So it's a universal card. And then you've got So Thankful. Wendy says, beautiful cards. Love when you show how to use all the card paper. Great. Yeah. I'm going to stamp this a little bit more to the left so it leaves room for a gem on it. Perfect. And then I don't believe anything was on the inside of these. Hey, big boy. Where you going, handsome kitten? All right, so tear and tape will go behind on both of those. The So Thankful is more towards the middle. And this other one is more towards the bottom. And we're gonna need 2 waiting here when the time comes. All right, so it's time. So a little is a loop and a tail. So we'll go a little loop, a little bit bigger of a loop, and our tail. Will the PDF for this class be available for purchase? Does it include layer measurements? Yes. Okay, so I'll show you guys a quick snippet of the tutorial. And I'll show you where you can already purchase it. So this is what the tutorial looks like. So it's got a picture of the card, it has the measurements, it has the instructions, and it has pictures of all the insides, right? So this is what I was working off earlier in class on how we were kitting, putting our piles together. It has the tags, it has everything. Like this even has like measurements of ribbon, okay? Right, it has the measurements for the bags that we're gonna be making. And now where to buy it, if you want to pay with credit card, it's going to charge you $1 for the convenience fee. If you want to pay Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Facebook Pay, any other way, you have to go to, so in my events, click on events, go to March 1st. So this March 1st, Saturday, March 1st. I'm going to put this always on the 1st of the current month. So you guys, I ran out of space in my online store where I could sell my tutorials. It's going to take a major overhaul of my website. So in the interim, I came up with a makeshift, oh, mom's calling, and sorry, they just got home from Appleton. It says PDF tutorials available with Cards by Christine. It's an event. I don't know where else to put it, but it is an event and has a space here where if it's before February 27th, click here to get the tutorials. And now this is only if you're paying with a credit card. If you're paying with any way outside of my system, email me and we'll make it work. But down here, it has Wildflower birthday stamp-a-stack. I have everything for March and 1 February class. And I'm going to keep growing this list, and the drop down is where you're going to be able to take it, add it to your cart, put your name in here, and hit add to cart. And then what happens is it says added, but now you're like, where's the cart? You have to swipe up. It shows a little black bar at the bottom. It takes you to the shopping cart, and that's where you can check out. Now, this doesn't automatically send you the PDF tutorial, but what it does is it notifies me that you sent me money, and oopsie daisy. Hang on, I just gotta clean this up really quick. I got blue ink on my mat. Okay, my stamp fell. So what it does is it tells me that you sent me payment via my website, and then I have to email you the tutorial separately. Where the other way, when you go in my online store with my tutorials to purchase, it automatically sent them to you. Now I have a little more work. So if you want to send me money outside of the system, just Venmo, Cash App, Facebook Pay, Zelle, whatever, and I still got to send you the document via email. So that'll happen. It's like it'll just be emailed to you guys versus being sent to via my system. So it's going to take a little bit more managing of my stuff, but it is what it is. It's however I could make it work so that you guys can still get access to tutorials from me. It was my only way I could figure it out. So what we're going to do is this is popped up on the side here, and we're going to glue that flat. So this one goes onto the blue card, and we're going to put it right here. Get that little leaf popped up here and see if we can, there. I likey long time. Have that little leaf popped up there. Okay, so that's this one. And now what's left is this one. The ribbon's a little different. So we're gonna have our tails already cut. So we're gonna have weaving it back and forth. how much is it in the mailing of the MS cards? It's 40. You are correct, Catherine Healy. It's $40 plus $6 for shipping. Yep. So that's just going to get weaved back. And of the $40, all $40 is donated, which is super cool. And that's going to go like this. And we're going to put a dimensional on that right side and a little glue over there. You can see I have that leaf tucking underneath here. There it is. Right there looks good. Perfect. All right. That one's done. And oh, we're not done. Wait, there's more. We have the inside to do. Okay, so we have these flowers to do. So let's glue up these. And glue, 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 and glue. So the pink goes down first. Maybe like that. And then it left this at a slight angle, so that's where this guy swoops in and helps cover that empty open area up. And again, look for that angly edge. And then this swoops in and covers it. Nice. Good job. Okay, we're gonna glue these in. And they're both the same. So let's do this one first. And pop that in there. That one's good. And then we'll get this one in. Yes, Kathy Vandenberg, I accept PayPal. I do not use PayPal for business. Like, I don't have the business PayPal set up because I pay for a website, right? So if you want to PayPal me, what you have to do, so people will say, can you send me an invoice in PayPal? Nope, I don't send invoices. But what you can do is log into your PayPal account and send money, and I'll tell you, just send me an email and I'll tell you what to send, okay? So we'll go that route. So yes, you guys, I did have, for those, if you're newer to me and you don't know my information, my email is this. So what you should do, Kathy, is send me an email at christine@cardsbycrispy.com, and I'll get situated with you because I'll need your email to send you the tutorial too, right? So definitely, oh, I found it, you guys. It was stuck. I knew it was around. It was stuck underneath these cards. Oh, well, it's all right. Yeah, so send me an email and we'll get it all situated. All right, these are our inside pieces. Okay, let's think about what we can do here. So our cupcakes are definitely popped up. So let's just pop it up, pop it up. Get these staged and ready to go. And I'm feeling 2 scoops for them. There we go. 1, 2. Almost used up this sheet too. There's another one. Okay. And what we're going to do is get these so they're staged over on the side here. I'll come back to them. And there it is. Okay, so these I'm just setting them off to the side, you guys. We have these 2 pieces, which eventually will get popped up too. These 2 pieces are for the bottom mat. The 2 whites are for our inside. We have these 2 labels are from those textured notes. A little orange strip to add a little character behind there. This is that new Patterns of Friendship die, you guys. It's a huge die. It's like this big. I have it right here, actually. Show you what it looks like. There's a new embossing folder. Here's this die right here. It's huge. Huge. It goes with Pattern of Friendship, right? And then this new corrugated embossing folder is pretty nifty as well. That's one of the new online exclusives. Okay, let's see what we can get into. These will get glued to those, which we'll come back to in a moment, because first we're going to fold in half. Julie said, and even if you're not happy, it gives a card character. Yes. All right, gotta keep it horizontal. And what we could do is, now, for those that like to do your paper saving, cut a die out of the middle so that you don't feel bad gluing the whole piece down. Or Be okay with it. All right. Aren't you glad we have class today? Oh man, I cut these the wrong size. All right, I just caught this, you guys. This mat is actually 5 1/4 by 4. So for those of you who haven't cut your paper yet, and you follow the PDF tutorial, oh man, you're gonna want to be 5 1/4 by 4. Do I have more orange? Yes, I have more orange. These could be used for something else. They're a little bit small, you guys. Aren't you glad you watched me do it incorrectly so that when you go to do it, you're not going to make the same mistake as me? And I'm sure the PDF tutorial has 5 1/4 by 4. Well, I'll take a moment and look later, but it's this one right here. Okay, you know the great thing about it is I believe there's not. Ooh, okay. So you guys, you might or might not. See, this is 3 3/4 by 5. All right, we're gonna improvise. We're working with it. Okay, I have an idea. Because the orange kind of got used up. All right, this is gonna be a little sticky mess, but so that because if you guys saw here, a lot of the orange gets covered up because like the DSP gets covered up. We're gonna experiment. So this is going rogue, you guys. It is definitely not, ooh man, ooh, not gonna work. I was gonna do diagonal and bring it down this way and bring it up that way, but I have to go cut out my big guillotine. I'm gonna just, one moment please, one moment. There's your mousey, I found it, baby girl. Hang tight, guys. I'm just on my big guillotine here. So, let's recap. This orange piece, this designer paper, should have been 5 1/4 by 4. So, I cut my smaller piece diagonally, and we're going to see what it looks like, because it kind of gives the illusion that it's still 5 1/4 by 4, right? And with this, you cannot put liquid glue on these because it'll go through the holes. So what you want to do, and you're going to have from the plates, you're going to have little bits and parts here. So what you're going to want to do is use tear and tape here. We're going to see what this looks like. And if it looks okay, we're going to do it on the other card. And it's definitely, I should have thought about that when I saw it, but I definitely did not think about it. And again, you want to use tear and tape or glue dots. You don't want to, or tape runner. You don't want to use liquid glue because it will definitely go through the holes of that die cut piece. All right, so then this is going to go, you guys won't see all the little black speckles. Let's just see the sizing on that. Oh, it looks good. So that's going to go right about like that. And yeah, I can live with that, you guys. I don't know if you already cut your paper, I think that maybe hopefully you can live with that. So we're going to pop this layer up. Look at us, we got to almost another sheet here at the end. Might as well stage these all. I feel like I'm a hairdresser right now, doing my ends. Definitely not the scissors you want to use for cutting hair, though. You'd end up with a lot of split ends. All right. So we're going to set this in the middle. Again, now you get to see those flowers, right? And I think it gives it character, right? Okay, so I need to go do that again. So give me a moment in time. I'll pick this off first, though. And I will go cut the other one. I'm going to cut the other one the opposite way if I think of it. And maybe I won't. I'll just go cut it. But great save, especially if you guys cut your paper with me. And, like, and it's like, it's really even hard to say, like, if, who's got the tutorial? Like, who's got their tutorial handy? Pat Smothers, I just emailed you the tutorial right when we went live for class. You should go check for me if you don't mind and make sure that we've got the right measurement, because we did write on here DSP 5¼ by 4. So I'm guessing your guys' tutorial is correct. Like, but I always like to be safe rather than sorry. All right, so we got this staged and ready to go. And let me get this ready here. So you can see I already got glue ready. I gotta go grab my DSP here. Honey. So the one thing that really makes me a little sad about using the guillotine to cut this paper is because it had glue on it. And what happens is, see, I did do it. Oh, nope, I did it the same way. If you have glue on the back, when you use it to cut with your cutter, you're going to end up getting glue on your blade or the track. And so you're going to have to clean that up if that happens. All right, so there's that. And again, we're going, see, at least you see the designer series paper. Okay, back on track. Love it. All right, I've been waiting to use this little piece of tear-and tape. And what we're doing is we're staging the back of these peach pie. You guys, peach pie got a lot of love in this class too. And you're staging that to put some of this ribbon. So you need about 6 inches and 2 of them. And then you're going to need a couple for your tails. All right, so this is a little bit south of the middle, the border. Okay, so not in the middle, but one way, more closer to one side than the other. You like the split matte layer. Good, you guys. There are no mistakes in crafting. Remember that? There are only happy accidents. Right? Isn't that what Bob Ross would say? Make the most of your happy accidents. Okay, a little more tear and tape needed here. Get those little tails buttoned up. And then this is going to get glued flat onto the front. This card in particular is probably the most tedious out of all of them. All right, so we're going to glue this, and you know what I'm going to go like this. We're going to glue this like that. How much is there? About that much. And for the most part, you know what, we're hanging. I was contemplating taking these off. We're going to take them off. For the most part, it's on the white part. So that's going to go right about here, hanging over slightly on the left, slightly on the right. Honey, you found your taco? You got your fish taco? You guys, she's hungry for her fish taco. Look at her little fish taco. She's got a little fish in a taco. This is from Anna Rebedu. So, you ready for it? She's excited, you guys. Look at that. The patience of this kitten. She waited 2 hours for the mouse to get, or for it to get thrown, right? It was probably a half or 30 minutes into the video that she was begging, and now she took a long little nap, and now she's awake and ready. So, over to here, we're gonna stamp happy birthday. Hello, my friend Penny Powell from Florida. This is a little bit, I don't know, centered maybe? It looks like it's not centered, but it's really close to centered. I'm sure we tried to center this. So I'm going for centered. Good job, honey. We're gonna center this one. I hear you, girlfriend. You guys hear her too? All right, she says, Mom, I'm ready. Look what we got on our inside here. I'll stamp our insides, and then I'm gonna go throw her mousey. This is, I'm gonna stage that there so I know where it goes. Oh man, Mom's calling again. Mom, I'm having a live. Hello? Okay, bye. I told her that if she calls me twice and I don't answer, that, oh, I did it upside down, or I missed a little bit, so we're gonna flip it. I told her that if it's an emergency to call twice, and to me that was twice. So I answered, and she's like, okay, see you later. All right, so there's that one, and we gotta do this one. It's good to have this staged, otherwise you might not stamp it in the right spot. And if you're not certain if you're gonna get ink on it, you could always flip it upside down, because then you don't risk getting ink on it. Because you can see there's a whole bunch of blue right there. If you rock your stamp, you're gonna get ink on stuff. So we can grab a paper towel and wipe that off. All right. Love how you done the insides. Good. Yeah. It was fun using up those pieces in that way. All right, so we're going to glue these down. Perfect. All right. Now, part of it's going to be hanging off. But that's okay. You have 1/8 of an inch of give on each side, because this white is not as big as the card base. Same thing, like that. And then that you still have room to write your love note down here. Hi, Mitzi Stanley. All right, let's flip these over. Let's glue them in. And we'll see once if it's, oh yeah, that's gonna fit inside the card. If this one on that one, if this is hanging over, just take your scissors and trim it. It's all good. All right, then this guy here. So can you guys hear the sirens going? It sounds like a fire truck is going in the distance. I'm curious if you guys can hear that. So this one I got my angle a little bit off, so we're gonna have to just go like that. And that's all right. No one will care or notice that. All right, so those are the insides. Now we have these two pieces, and what happens is we have a little bit of glue, and we're gonna put it right along the top here, right along the top, and then these will connect slightly off to the right and up. Right, like that, and then this one too. They're the same card basically. Okay, good. Wonderful. Then this is gonna go on here, and so this is still wiggly, so be careful if you use liquid glue. Gotta give that time to come together. You can't hear it. Good. Okay, good. I wondered, because that's the third time I've heard the sirens go off since I started class. I heard something but didn't know what it was. Got it. Okay, so what works great for these guys is actually the edge of your dimensionals here. So if you cut this off, you have about 1/8 of an inch. And what's going to happen is this will go great on the bottom edge. So you can grab this one and put it along. And I'll be honest, what's going to happen is this is going to go here, and the ribbon is kind of lined up with the top of the white, like something like that, because then the bow is over here. So what you could do is stage this off to the side so it's under already, because that was easier to do like that. And I really want this to go along the bottom here, like that. And then we're going to pop up here as well. And you see the ribbon on the side there, like that. Okay, and then our cupcakes, it's like they're sitting on a table. We tried to have that orange bar look like it's a tabletop, a wacky orange tabletop. So there are the cupcakes. They were staged and ready to go. And then this one, what you can do, I cut it a little short. If I were you, I'd give yourself 4 inches. I gave myself probably 3 inches. And then grab that ribbon scissors. Go like that. Okay, I think he is complete. Then back to here, we're going to use a little bit more of this edge and put it along the bottom. And we'll grab that one. And I think we'll do a little bit more on the other side. So let's grab maybe that much. Put that there. So what's happening is our bottom dimensional strip is hitting the paper and the top is slightly hitting the ribbon. So it's not going to stick as good. So we're going to go like that. Okay, and then we have cupcake, and cupcake that I had them staged from earlier. Cool. See, this one I made a little bit longer, so it's easier to get it. Yes, you can hear them all the way in Georgia. God, you know, we got some sort of emergency going on here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. You hear the sirens. And I don't know, they've gone 3 times, I think. So I don't know what's going on here. Normally I don't hear them all day long. All right. Whew. That was a workout for these, you guys. Got them done though. Oh, we didn't finish the inside. Yes, we did. Good job. All right, you guys, we're getting a little cup here. That means that we're really making lots of traction and getting lots done with that cup. The more full that cup is, the more accomplished we are. Okay, next, these 2. So we have 2 more cards of each style. 2 styles left, basically. So these are ultimately the same card. So I'll just set that one there. We have inside pieces here and the top of our cake. These 2 are the fabulous cakes. We're going to stage them right away since they're right on the top. And then on the pedestal bottom here, it's skinny. It's super skinny. So what we're going to do, grab this right here. Let's trim that and we'll cut this. And that should work along the bottom. This little guy can go in the middle. We'll get these all ready to go so that when we're ready for it, we can just plop it right down. And this one on the bottom. Barbara Gabi, I'm not putting embellishments on any of the cards. I had mentioned before you got on with us that I was going to save time. I've been live for almost 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I have a small business showcase that I need to pack my car and get ready to run over to the Eagles Club by 8 o'clock, which is in 3.5 hours, and I'm not even started to think about it. So my goal is to hopefully be done. I was thinking in my head class would be done by 4:30, but we'll be lucky if we're done by 5:30. And that's another hour, so we'll have almost a 4-hour live, you guys. So I said that I'm not going to be doing any gems or Stella-ing on these cards like I normally do. So we're going to be cruising through, and I think we're doing good. We have 4 more left of the A2 size cards. We have 5 tags. We're going to do 1 bag, and we have 5 little 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 cards. So I don't think we're doing too shabby, but we're going to be strategizing our time here. So definitely, you guys, for those that have this class with me, you can see the cards. You can see where the gems are. You can see I'm missing oh, there are 3 gems there. So you can see where we're putting things. Let's see what the inside looks like. Ooh, let's do that really quick. Time to celebrate. 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 Go on and you guys, that was a commercial from like 15 years ago for probably Celebrex or something. I don't know. It was a jingle that got stuck in my head for forever, I guess. Because every time I hear the word celebrate, I sing the jingle. Don't like it. We're going to do a little bit straighter like that. And then the outside is happy birthday. So as long as we got our Inky Dinky Doo open, we're going to do that right off the bat. And I'm stamping it closer to the left so I can angle my end. Good deal. Okay, so that's it for stamping on this one. You can angle dangle over here. Perfect. And then one more. All right, so we'll stage these with some dimensionals so that they're ready to go. And this one on the end needs to be a double stuff Oreo because this is popped up. Oh man, is it 3? It's 2. So we're gonna do 2 over here. So I'm gonna have those waiting in the wings over here. This is a perfect use of the little dimensionals for this little banner. So that's just a 1/2-inch strip. All right, so he's ready to go. Now, let's grab all these guys. Flip or still skin them over. These we're gonna wait for the moment, but we can glue up all these doohickeys. Scope it out. All right. We've got a flower like that. I'm gonna do it like that. And we're gonna grab a leaf and guess it's gonna go there for the moment. And we're going to tuck them in a little bit more. Perfect. Decent. Good job. And then same thing over here. I don't know, for this flower, I was trying to figure out which way it goes, right? And round until you figure it out. He's going to situate right about there for now. Bring in that flower and tuck them in so that they look like they like each other. You're marrying them together on paper is what you're doing. All right. Liquid glue along our back side. Yeah, Penny Powell, there's a tutorial for this class. It's in the Inspiration Hive, my friend. Go log in and you'll find it under in the other classes, way at the bottom. Past ink, paper, scissors, past the sweet classes, past Let's Just Stamp monthly technique club class, past fun folds. I think other is after fun folds. It's in there. I put it in there this morning around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Thanks, Mitzi. I appreciate that. Okay, we got the insides done. Boom. Let's go over here now. We need to prep the backs of these with tear and tape. And there are 2 lines, actually, of the ribbon. So we're going to need 4 here waiting in the wings. And we're going to cut the ribbon 4 times, like 1, 2, 3, 4. No measuring, just cutting. All right, let's pick these off. And they are generally near the center. So if you need to get a ruler, go for it. But I'm more of an eyeballer here. So I know that when I get the second one down, that hopefully the measurement distance between the top and the bottom edges are the same. See how good my eyeballs are. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Good job. All right, I love it. So then we can put these down. But if you need to use a ruler, by all means, you can get your ruler out. Just know it was 2 1/4 from each end, basically. So we're going to eyeball it again. Something like that. So because I have that tear and tape staged in the back, I look at it from the front like this. And then I know that it's back there, so I trust the process. Leaving work, going home to make your cards. Yay. Okay, Mary Novak. You might be home and we might be still making cards. All right. Glue, 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 glue. Put on the, oh. So I noticed right here, I got a little something something on my card base. I'm gonna use my ink eraser. Gonna clean that up. Hi, big boy. Mom, when are you gonna throw me a mouse? Tigger, you don't play mouse anymore. Hi, handsome kitten. Are you gonna jump up here? You've not jumped up here. Oh, there you are. Hi. Are you saying hi to everybody? Handsome green eyes. You know, you take up the whole camera, big boy. Not everybody wants to see your big butt, boy. Yes, they do. No, they don't, handsome kitten. What are you going to do here, officer? Nothing to see. Keep her moving. Mom, I want to play. Okay. I slept all afternoon. Yes, I know. I'm a little bit jealous of you, little snoozer. Hi, I know. You're so cute. Look at you guys. We cleaned up another sheet. Love it, love it. Hi, handsome kitten. You guys, now I got cat fur on the back here, so no one will ever know there's cat fur back here, but that's okay. Then, see, our cup is getting really full. All right, again, these are from those Texture Notes dies. They're the coolest dies. I'm going to probably use them a lot for classes. So this is just centered, top to bottom, left to right. And we're staged for our cakes. It's near the bottom, so it's resting on that bottom area, centered left to right. Same thing, centered left to right. So we left room for our little flower at the top. Our little dimensional is going to go right here so that the flower catches that. Hi, baby cakes. That's not my name. You call that to honey. I know, baby. But here, you want to go in my chair? Good job, handsome. Okay, a little bit of glue right there. All right, then our flowers. Our cake, this is going to be the funnest part, or most fun part, however you say it. So putting the flower on the top, just like, it's great the way it is, but when you put that flower on the top, it just seals the deal for me. I loved using those on the top. Then this guy, it's caught underneath here slightly. Maybe right there. Cool beans. And this guy too, underneath. Nice. Voila, as Kelly would say. Oh, man. Such pretty cards. I would be all over getting this card for my birthday. All right. And then we had two A2 size cards left. Very cool. We've got, these are for our insides. We have a cake and a cake. And those also will get popped up. Now this is a very repeat of the last one, right? So it might feel a little bit like deja vu. And that's okay. It will look different, and we'll use that little guy there, and then we'll also need more edge work here. So let's grab that. The orange DSP should probably be cut 1/8 of an inch bigger. See comments above. Pat Smothers, are you talking about the orange? You might be talking about the orange card that we already did, this one. You might be talking about that one. We determined it needs to be 5 1/4 by 4. So actually 1/4 of an inch bigger on two sides. So yes, so if you haven't cut your paper yet, do it right. Then you won't have to do the diagonal action like I had to do. Yeah, I don't know if you're a little bit behind in the video possibly. That is possible. So we're picking these guys off. You guys can know if you're behind in the video by if you see the red bar here, there's a red bar. If your red bar is back there, then, and you can see that there's that much, that means that you need to fast forward if you want to be caught up with me for the live part of it. Okay, so this one we're gonna make you struggle bus it a little bit. Well, let's do this first because this isn't struggling. This is just burnishing. All right, keep it horizontal. So because we cut out this from that, and now this needs to get glued on here, and then we need to put ribbon behind it, you gotta be very careful gluing this. You do not want to put glue behind your DSP mat because you're gonna have it all the way through the middle of your rectangle hole. Whoa, go like that. And you might have a little bit less down there, but you should hopefully have enough wiggle room to get this on. This little label here is from the heart-shaped dies. It was a sale-a-bration item. It was a bundle. And you could get it free in February and January with a purchase of $120 or more. So that label's from that set. So you're gonna need the same thing. This is the Deja Vu part. You're gonna have your ribbon through the middle. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then before we take the tape off, we're gonna cut. So you guys, have you seen how many pieces of ribbon schnibbles I've put into the garbage? Like barely any. When you can work off of a whole roll of ribbon, it's super cool because you barely, like you don't waste a lot. Well, I don't. And hopefully you can see how you don't need to use or waste a lot. All right, we have our whole concept of near the middle, but just above the middle. This one is just above the middle. And then this one is gonna be right below it. Hopefully then when you've got both of these on, they're centered. Okay, and then same thing on this one. Just above the middle. Oh, kitten, you're so cute, handsome kitten. Bigger Trigger stole my seat and Honey is on my other chair. And I don't know where Hunky Noodle is, but I'm guessing he is sleeping in the green room. All right, I'm not even gonna measure. I'm gonna trust my eyeballs. I'll pick these off. Oh man, I tried to put them in the garbage and I missed. So now what we're gonna do is glue 42. Peach Pie Pool Party. Who would have ever thought about putting those colors together? It works though because of the cake. So there's that. Make sure you get your cakes on the right way. No upside down cake action. All right. All right. This is popped up. These guys. So let's grab more of them. All right, so we're gonna pop. Oh, you know what I did? There is a top and a bottom. So if you don't push them down too hard, hopefully you can put them on the other side. So I'll show you. This side is the correct side. It's like the rolled edge. That is the back rougher side. So thankfully I hadn't pushed them down very much. And I was able to rearrange them. All right, so there's that one. So this cake, when we put it on, already has candles. So we don't have to worry about putting anything on the top. So you're just gonna center that and center that one. And what does our inside look like? Ooh, I changed up the color, you guys. Oh man. We have Pool Party that gets a little moment to shine here. You could definitely probably stick with the blueberry bushels. But I grabbed Lost Lagoon, so I'm just gonna go with Lost Lagoon. Let's see what it looks like. Pool Party is a little light. You guys can probably see in the video that it looks kind of light, but Lost Lagoon will look just fine. So we'll leave our Lost Lagoon being the star and not Pool Party for that moment in time. And you know what? There's actually two of them, so we'll come back to that. This is our little label in Happy Birthday. So you could do Lost Lagoon too, or Pool Party, but it stood out better in blueberries that are the bushels. All right, I can live with that. Now let's go back to our Lost Lagoon and grab this guy and that. Wonderful. Now I can say we're done stamping for that. Let's flip these guys over and little baby dots of glue. I know it's a different leaf. I can see that. That one has a different one. And I don't know where I ended up putting that guy, but this will work just fine. Coming out the flower. And then pick this guy up. Whoa, I almost had a catastrophe there. Almost got glue everywhere. Put this guy right there. Awesome saucy. Let's flipper still skin these. Glue them on the inside. Oh, no, I'm with you, just slow. Okay, no worries, Pat. Thanks for trying to help me out. I appreciate it. All right, and what we're gonna do is put these on the inside, and this will be completing all 15 of our cards, less stellaing and less embellishing. What we're gonna do is put these right there and there and there. And goes right over our pedestal. I love it. And then center that. Good deal. Good deal. All right. All right. We're at 3 hours. We have a full cup. We have a few more things to do. So we're going to keep cruising, you guys. If you need to take a bathroom break, just take me to the bathroom and you can keep watching. I understand. I won't look, I promise. Drinking my coffee while we go. And I think next in the tutorial are our little baby cards and our taggies. So our little baby cards are here. Let's get these knocked out of the ballpark. 5 of them. So we're going to be strategic here. We're going to score all of them at the same time, or I should say burnish. So there's one, and this is the same as this one, and that is for these two. Okay, so this is Pinky, and then a second of the Pinkies. Oh yeah, that's probably the leaf that we messed up, but that's okay. Right, and then the last one is this one right here. All right, 5 cards, little baby cards. Now, unfortunately, I apologize. I tried to find envelopes for you guys for these, and the envelopes are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and the cards are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I would have, and the next size up was really a 4 by 4 envelope. So I guess what I picture for these is that you guys would tuck these into the bag if you're giving them away, that you write your little love note in here or whatever you got to do. And That's if you're using for a birthday. You could also make your own envelopes if you want. With this one, you get one shot in the night, so make sure you do it good. Make it proud. Get that best wishes from with you in mind in this perfect spot, and get it good. So that's this one. So if you're gonna get envelopes, you might get, I don't know, they make 4x4 envelopes. Good job. Okay, that's this guy. And then on the inside, happy birthday. So we're gonna stamp that right away. If you would cut these down to make this base a 3x3 base, you would have been fine. But our base size is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So it's not conducive to a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 envelope. So this one right here, I'll set that guy there. This is happy birthday. Now your strips are a lot longer than what they need to be, and that's okay. You're gonna cut it down. So we're gonna stamp happy birthday. Ooh, it's really little, but that's good. And then, nice, okay. And then we have happy birthday on the inside on this one. So we're gonna stamp all of our stampy stamps here. You see I got a lot of blue action up there. Just be careful not to rock your stamp. Good. And una más, por favor. Boom. Okay. Now, on the inside of this one, it says best wishes really, really big. So we're gonna grab these two pieces and we're gonna make that happen. And, oh, come on, you. Okay, in the middle, see, I started to get the frog, you guys. But it took us till right now before I started to get that. That's 3 hours. That's not bad. There's that one. Thanks, Jeannie Gertis. And this one. Perfect. Now, we've got all the stamping done. We got all our burnishing done. We're going to get assembly happy and half. All right. Let's get the insides glued in of this one and this one. So we have these guys and this, and our cakes got popped up. So let's just stage our cakes so they're ready for us when we get so far. Now, do you need to have some by the candle? It's gotta be really skinny. So if you do it, you gotta cut it really little and make a little dimensional baby strip. Boom, and like that. Okay, so we're gonna just set these off to the side for later. Set this off to the side for a little later. And we're gonna glue, come on, we're gonna glue these guys in. And there. So this is, we're working on that pink cake card. So our little leaf, ooh, I'm gonna put it like this. Something like that, I guess. Okay, and then, pick which end you want. Because they both could work, but I liked the lightly faded one. Okay, that was our insides, right? So let's glue this on the inside. And while we're at it, our pink can get glued. You guys are probably looking at me like, how does she know what's going on? There's so much stuff organized. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so this, making sure to cover that little black spot up, goes here. This is our white inside, like that. I'm starting to think if it's taking me 3.5 hours to make these, that if we got these designed in 8 hours, that wasn't so shabby, I think. That's gonna go here. Okay, good start. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to stage our polka dotties on here and set our cake where we want it. Okay, and then same thing with this one. We're going to set the polka dot just where it needs to be and set the cake on, because now what we can do is flip this over and you can either use tear and tape or liquid glue. Thanks, Julie, for the thumbs up. And I'm going to take tear and tape and put this across here. I like to use tear and tape with vellum. Hey, Hunky Noodle. Oh, you were sleeping on the table. I like to use tear and tape because it doesn't warp the vellum. And now I put the tape where the cake was so you don't see it through the vellum. So that's down. That's down. These, oh man, if you trust yourself, cut it with the scissors. If you want to use your trimmers, use your trimmers. All right, so these guys are almost ready to go. We need some tear and tape, 2 waiting in the wings, and underneath that right-hand side, or on that right-hand side. Fold it in half and slightly off center, I guess, so it's kind of like you see both of them. Leave a little loop at the top, and we're going to cut this top one a little shorter than the bottom one. And then what you can do is put a tear and tape right over the top, and we're going to do that on this one. And now we already have our angle on there. Like that, and I'll just cut a little bit shorter. All right. Staged, ready to go. So what we're going to do is put a dimensional on the right hand side over there, and then we're going to pretty much, we could probably pick this off and then run glue because it's flat. This hangs off like right through there. Hi, Kaz, from Australia. Yes, they will be. These are gorgeous. And yeah, if you rewind the video, I don't remember if it was 15, 20, 30 minutes ago. It was around the time when, who asked? Oh my goodness, I missed that you guys like the corrugated embossing folder. Carrie Koss said she signed up in March and got new catalogs. That's interesting. Well, there you go. Kathy Vandenberg commented. I don't know, back here, whenever Kathy commented is when I talked about it and showed it to you guys. All right, I would say that these two are done, all right? So you just have to put gems on them, and you have to sell it if you want. Now, just a reminder, if you are in the United States and you want the easy button, we've got all the cardstock cut ready to go, so you don't have to do a lot of your own work except for cut the DSP like we did at the beginning, and then marry everything together so it was really easy to run through it. So we have, I think I have enough to accommodate up to, I think 25 people or 20 people. So I don't think we're at risk of selling out. And if you guys get this, oh, I popped this up with dimensionals, but I already put liquid glue. So that one's popped up. This one I did liquid glue. It's okay. It can be flat. It's all good. This one was easy. Look at this guy, how fast that one went together. So yeah, you guys can definitely hit that easy button and get the kits all provided, like a nice package for everything, all the card bases, die cuts, anything embossed is all taken care of for you. All right, that was easy, right? Because we had done a lot of the legwork. And now the last guy is pretty good too. Let's look at what he has going on. So I would say we need to prep these with tear-in tape because we're putting them on gold, and I don't want to be all slippery around with the gold. So we're going to use tear-in tape, and then we don't risk getting it in the area that we punched out. You're very welcome. If you go to my events calendar for March 1st, you will find an event for my PDF tutorials. I found of a way that you guys could use your credit card to pay for it, which is what you're going to want to do because you're in Australia. And because I've learned that doing PayPal with people outside of the United States is really hard because I don't know what the foreign transaction fee is. So it's easier for you to pay with your credit card. And what I'll need from you definitely then is your email address, and I'll email the tutorial to you. All right, this one goes on here. All right, so you could pop these up or glue them flat, whatever you desire. And, oh man, I have an extra one of these. Okay, so flowers, flowers, leaves. Oh, I know why, because it goes on the inside of this. So we got glue here, glue, oh, close here, glue, glue. All right, one-stop shop here. Let's get this guy on. Ooh, did you see that? I gotta cover that little black thing up. Good. And put this one out here, like that. This little guy goes down there. All right, let's look at these flowers. Flower. You'll know my voice is better when I can say flower with it, and I don't sound like a 12-year-old. Flower. That guy goes there, and love it. Okay, done. And this needed a little trim job, a cleanup on aisle 9 right there. And so how many of you did prep work ahead? Because we did mail out like 40 of these guys ahead of time. 45 maybe. I think the last 3 or 4 people haven't gotten theirs yet that I saw in my sign up. So did you guys have all your pieces prepped and die cuts all pulled out? Did you have your DSP cut already? I'm curious where you're at with the assembly process with me. I pulled up the site and the tutorial for the class says sold out. Will that change after this class? I don't know. Jeannie, you're gonna have to send me a screenshot of that. I gotta see what you're looking at because that's not true. It can't say sold out. We just looked at it right now. Under March 1st, it says PDF tutorials. For this class right here, you add Wildflower birthday stamp-a-stack to your cart. And we already did. We added it to the cart already. It's already in my cart right here. Oh my goodness, I see what you're saying. Do you know what happened? I just saw it. Look at this. Look, look, look. Hang on. I'm going to take it out of my cart. Now I think I have to set multiple quantities for it. Ah, good call, Jeannie. I get what you're saying. I just saw it. I'm glad we checked. So watch this. If we go back to events and March 1st, now if I go to add it, because I deleted it, I can go add it. I got to change the quantity. So we don't have enough of that. So okay, this is on me. I got to go back to my inventory and put that there are multiple of them. Okay, so I appreciate you telling me that. Good job. Very, very good job. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. So I have to set, so I'm putting a glue dot right down here and one right here. I have to go put the inventory to be unlimited for all of them, I would guess. So you guys, I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that, but I just took it out of my cart. So the first person to go get it added to their cart might be able to get it right now. All I'm doing is making a little overhand knot. See, these are all the things that we learn as we go. I thought I was setting it up properly, but I see that I didn't. Right, so we got our little bowies. Well, they're actually just overhand knots. And that goes right into the glue dot. Push those down good. Okay. Yay. You gotta put your gems on yet. Voila, voila. And those, so the baby 5 cards, you guys, we just did these 5 cards. Lickety split. Okay, we're gonna go to town on our tags. So let's pull them out. Now with your tags, you are gonna wanna get an 1/8 inch hole punch and punch a hole at the top to be able to attach your tags, okay? Blueberry ink all around. We got for you, for you, for you, for you, and with love. All right, this little guy for you is from the butterfly set. Okay, that's good. This for you is from that new set that is called Tags of Thanks. There it is, for you. Fits perfectly in the little circle. And then we got one here. And good deal. Then we have a little Lost Lagoon. And that is the other for you. And chamois. We need to clean that because it had the blueberry bushel on it. So, Lost Lagoony, right there. Good deal. All right. I think we've officially ended our stamping experience for today. Now, to assemble the tags of our future here. So we need a little bit of tag, or a little bit of glue, or tear and tape action. Oh, there's perfect. It came right off. So, oh, sticky, sticky here. So this one is a little bit of ribbon that just goes up and down. You're not losing it, Jeannie Gertis. I didn't think you were, but I wasn't certain what was happening with your comment either. But I'm glad you said something right away so we could figure it out during the live in case people are like, I'm trying to get this PDF and it's not letting me. Now we know why. So if I can get on my computer right after class is done and get it adjusted, we shouldn't have many problems. All right, so we're going to take this and I'm just going to let that go. If I can let it off my finger. Come on. And then a dimensional on each side. And that's going right down here. No, you don't have to stay in the confines of the size of the tag because it's not going in anything, right? Get yourself an 1/8 inch hole punch, punch a hole, and cut some ribbon, probably 8 to 12 inches, so that you can attach this tag onto something, right? So that one's done. Let's do this bad boy next. I would say you need 6 inches to 7 inches of ribbon, fold it in half, take this end, and I kind of bunched it together. Hello, Sherry Stewart. And poke that from the top down. Now, if you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, Lisa LaFramboise gave you some pins in your pillow gift. That would be a perfect use of those pins. So pull this so that your tails are on the top, your loop is on the bottom, and be careful. You do not want to wreck the hole here. So I'm going to gingerly pull up at the same time I'm pulling my tails, and I want my loop to be nice and flat in the front. Again, work this up while you pull it tight. All right, good deal. This needs some dimensionals. We'll do 3. Nice. And then this little guy goes through the middle here, centering it in between 2 rows of dots. and closer to the right hand side, like that. This little flower went to church. No, went to the market. That's what it was. I was thinking this little piggy went to the market. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. That's what I was really thinking in my head. That's what it was. You guys remember that one? I'm sure you do. So this little piggy had roast beef and this little guy had none. There's that. Okay. Our ends here. Do you see that they start to get frayed? The ribbon does fray, so you can make your tails as long as you think they need to be. But cutesy patootsy. Oh man, we could have used those on cards somewhere. Let's see if we can still use those. Watch that. You guys, that's like the biggest scraps I've had yet. Put your gemsies on, all right? That's done. Let's do this one. Oh no, this one looks nice. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. It says with love. Oh man, where's the with love? I don't know. Oh man. Oh, I found it. I just happened to look over and Thankful Garden has with love from me to you. Boom. Shalaka-laka boom. All right. This one's easy, you guys. This is like the easiest tag in the world. You can have your cake with love. Stamp it on there. Good deal. That's it. There was not much we wanted to do to this one, but you just need to add some gemsies to that, and it's good to go. GTG. We weren't done stamping. All right, let's look at these guys. These guys. So if you did manage to save that tag from the other DSP, you could have cut, oh no, you can't really cut in half. That really uses and the whole thing, and you want to round the edge, right? So that it makes it look like it's on the other side is rounded. Oh, whatever you want to do with that. It's a scrap. We'll put it in the gold pile. All right, we did pop that up with some dimensionals. Don't worry about the top part. With this, they'll attach nicely to the top here. Kind of like that. All right, then we popped, this is tear and tape on the back because we added ribbon here. So we'll get that prepped and staged. And then this is ready with dimensionals. So is that. Oh, you've never been able to find an 1/8 inch hole punch. Okay, I have one here. I'll show you it so that you can see what it looks like. All right, for the ribbon though, we're just weaving this back and forth. But, okay, I'm gonna use those scraps up. Watch this action. We're gonna do a loop, bring it back, cut it, and grab the end here. Make a tail. Oh, I don't have anything waiting in the wings. Hang on. One moment, please. Might as well do this one too. So it's ready, and then we'll put 4 of them over here. All right. So there's that one. And now watch this. We'll put another loop and a tail, cut it, and using up our little scrapperoni. Cool beans. And then trim your tail. Trim your tail. Look at that. We saved our paper, our ribbon. All right, this is going to get popped up. So let's grab a big one actually here and here. That will go right there. Oh, it's not quite centered. It's good enough. All right, it's all good. Stop being so picky, right? And, oh yes, queen. All right, good. We got 3 gems on there. We got that one buttoned up. And then there was one. Grab these tails, or the scrappies of the back off. Oh, you guys, look at my little cup. It's full. It's completely full. All right, we're done with that. So this, We're gonna weave back and forth. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a loop and a tail. These work better for me when I do them as 2 individual pieces. Loop and a tail. All right, now what we're gonna do, technically this is popped up. So we'll grab 2 dimensionals, pop that up on the sides. We're going to stage it, but not press down very hard, I guess you could say. It's in the center. And then you got all these bad boys. So what we gotta do, they're all just a little too long for what we want, because we're gonna tuck them in. So I'm just gonna trim off a little bit off the bottom. And then what we're gonna do is stage them all on the mini glue dots. And then we can grab them off one by one. Okay, so there's one. He's hanging out right there. And I'll push them down later, but I want to get them staged. There's that one. And then we'll tuck one over here. And then the last one. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. And I'll squish it down good. And then our For You goes in the middle. We have one teeny tiny pink flower left. Flower. And we need to put a mini glue dot on the side over here. And a little bit of liquid glue next to it. And that will help the flower. So this flower, for some reason, it has a lot of white showing on the one side. I don't know what happened, but I'm not the biggest fan of all that white over there. So I'm going to give it a haircut. Take it off. And then this goes right there. Oh, man. And then some gems. And that one's buttoned up. Let me show you guys my 1/8" hole punch. Hi, honey. All right, so it actually is a Stampin' Up hole punch, you guys. It was a Stampin' Up one that I got a few years ago. I mean, more than a few years ago. But what I would do is, instead of going straight for it, I would figure out where I want my punch and mark it. And then you're good to go. And then what you can do is, I don't know, give yourself maybe that much ribbon. And then you're gonna take and bunch it up, poke through here, make that big loop back there, and be very careful now. Again, it's like you gotta pull while you pull this, right? So that's what I would say you want with these, because then you can tie this onto your bag. Now, I would actually give myself a little bit more, all right? Just a teeny. Because I think that if you're gonna tie this onto a bag, you might want a little bit more wiggle room, okay? Yes, it is a very elegant sweet Karen. I definitely agree. All right, but that's what I would do with your tags, is take an 1/8 hole. It's an 1/8" hole punch. If you don't have an 1/8" hole punch, take this and poke through. You're gonna end up with paper coming out the backside, but you can always trim it off then. Whew, okay, and then we have a bag. All we have is a bag. We're gonna make one bag. Now you guys are set up to make yourselves 5 bags or more if you want more. So I'm gonna do one bag though with you. I'm gonna officially empty my cup, you guys. This was a productive day. Hi, big boy. very productive day that we had a full little shot glass full of scraps, you guys. I really like it. We're going to need to get the PDF tutorial up and grab the measurements and the scoreboard. So here's my amazing scoreboard that I absolutely love. Debbie Guest in the new 3-piece paper punch set that goes with the brand new tags bundle. It has the 1/8" hole punch. Does it really? Hang on, I have them here. Hi, big boy. Well, look at that. She's right. Good job, Elaine. A+ for knowing that. Right here. There is an 1/8" hole punch along with these other guys. I love it. Okay, so the only problem you'll have, so here's what we would do, is if you need to go in further than what, so this is great because you can see the pencil mark or the pen mark. Oh, it's not quite centered, but it's close enough, I think. I love it. In case you want to go in further though, like on this is all the further you can go, right? What is that? 7/8 inch maybe, but still, it gets, most of the tags are not going to be that far in. Good job. Well done, you guys. Insider information there. All right, we need to do some scoring. On this end, I think it's 1 1/4 and then 1 inch. So the top flap is 1 inch. So this is 8 1/4. So I'm going to go back to 7 1/4. And then this is 1 1/4. That I never forget. Now we're going to flip it this way. And we are at, I gotta look, you guys. I don't have these memorized. Step 2. Hang on. I gotta find the measurements because I obviously don't want to tell you wrong. Here it is. Okay, 4 1/2, 5 3/4, 10 1/4, and 11 1/2. Boom. All right, that's it for scoring, you guys. Oh, bigger ticker. You know your dad's home, don't you? Okay. So what I would suggest doing though is on the score lines, kind of fold your paper. It will help with the creases and making sure you cut things correctly. Sometimes you have to feel with your fingers where those score lines are, and you can actually see them better on this side. And then there's this guy down here. Okay, you ready for it? So if you want, figure out which side you want your bag to be facing. Like you could have it this way, or you could have these flowers showing, right? But what we're gonna do is trim. Now, you guys, I'm gonna do this lickety split. For those of you who are doing the class with me, there is a guide here that shows you how to cut them, okay? But for those that are watching, you can watch me do it. I'm gonna go like this, and then down here, this actually gets cut off, like that. Okay, so I'm mitering, that's what that's called. So I miter the short ones, and the long panels I'm keeping straight, right? So you can see here, angled in, straight, angled in. This needs to be short up because it's not quite straight. All right, so far so good. Once you do this twice, I think you guys will be very successful. It takes a couple times, all right? So the other thing too is making sure everything is straight. It's really important. And if you take and burnish stuff, like having that stuff Nice and even is good. All right. So what's going to happen, this actually needs to go this way. This comes in like this. That little tab goes underneath. We connect this, and then we connect the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to use tear and tape. We're not done with the tear and tape yet. So I'm going to put a line of it close to the edge. And then I'm going to put another line of it close to the folded edge. So they slightly overlap, but that's okay, because I don't want it not to have adhesive near either side. Now the main thing is make sure this flap is folded down, and it's actually not so crazy. Don't try to do this in the middle of the air. Oh, you're not going to be happy with yourself. So keep this flat. As long as everything is scored straight, you should really just be able to take this and put it on top of itself. Really, that's really how easy it should be. Okay, now this, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little liquid glue here. Hold that up. That goes there. And now you're going to put a little liquid glue right there. And like that. Okay, so now that's shored up really nicely. Okay, now just to make sure everything's in working good standing order, like do little shimmy shakes back and forth, right? Make it flexible like it's doing its yoga, right? Okay, and then this is going to go in, that's going to go in. I test the waters here and I see which one looks better on the outside. They should be the same, but it depends on how you cut them, right? So I like this one in first, like that. So I'm going to remember the bottom first. I'm going to put glue here, glue there, shut it, glue 42, pop it this way like it's hot, and then use my bone folder and squish it down real good. Ha, you guys got a headshot there. Cool, awesome. Now, repeat 4 more times, right? You saw me do it once. Now the thing is you guys can watch it on replay, because I'll be buttoning things up here. So as soon as I'm done, you guys will be able to watch that bag. And I know I went through it, but I think I'd have to say 75% of you guys have done my past Stamp-A-Stacks with me. And we do a bag generally for the Stamp-A-Stacks. So like the Little Bit Festive, we did a couple bags. And Frames and Flowers we did as well. So here's the trick though. You're gonna do is pinch this in the middle, right? So this came even, right? And then you're gonna do the same thing here. Pinch it in the middle. Okay, nice. Okay, that kind of gives it this like gusseted action on the side. But now you want to put handles, right? We completely like ran out of time. And all the bags that we made, if you look at them, we were slackers. We did not put the ribbon on our bags. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't. So what you can do, if you're smart, you'll use a pencil. And what you can do is figure out where you want it. Oh, good. 1 inch. 1 inch. 1 inch in. How's that sound? Then what you can do, hold it together. Take your new amazing little 3-hole, oh, it's not going to work so good. So if you're going to use this guy, it's not going to go over that far. So you'd have to do your punch in a little bit further. If you have a, oh man. So it also left a little bit of metal grayness on my paper. Oh man, look at that. Sad bad news bears. I tried to jam it over there. But that's why an ink eraser comes in handy, and it takes that off of there. So I'm going to go back to tried and true here. If you punch both at the same time, the front and the back panels will be punched at the same distance, right? So they match nicely. Then what you're gonna do is, I don't know, guess 12 inches of ribbon at like something like that, 12 inches. So this is where a lot of your ribbon's gonna go, right? 5 more bags if you make handles for all of them. So if you have 12 inches, I'd start with that. You could potentially do 10, but Barbara Gavi said to Google choice handheld punches and you'll get some choices. So what you're gonna do, what I would do now is push this side through, and if it's just one little guy by itself, you should be fine just to push it, and then push it real good. And then you're gonna knot this really close to the edge, right, like that. Pull that. I don't know any other way to really hide that inside knot, but it's okay. Oh, that's a really long, oh no, that's perfect. So that's 12 inches, right? If you wanted, maybe 11 inches might be ideal. So I'm gonna just take off an inch. You gotta do whatever to one, you gotta do the other though. Okay, and then, because I think 11 might be a little bit less handle action. So pull this out, make your overhand knot. Oh man, oh, did you just see what happened? You gotta make your knot big enough for this hole, because, did you see that? I pulled mine all the way through. You might have to do a second knot to make it a little bit bigger so it doesn't go through the hole. You guys, I'm not a professional bag maker, I'll be honest with you. I'm giving you ideas and you can run with them. So I did ooh, there goes honey. I did a second knot. So that one was fine. It's just at the border of going through. So if you don't tie it very tight, it might be okay. We're gonna put this one in. But just remember, you did a double knot on the one. You almost have to do a double knot on one of these sides to make the ribbon be the same. Oh yeah, that's gonna go through there. If you're gonna do a double knot, then they'll be even at least. You know, because when you tie that second knot, it uses ribbon. All right. And then you guys, do you have any questions? I'm getting ready to button up my live here. It's 5:30 here in Wisconsin. In 2.5 hours, I have to get myself cleaned up and my car packed and be over at the Eagles Club at 8 o'clock for setup for the used stamp sale. So I'm curious if you guys have any questions. Oh, look at that. That's good. Now, are they, oh, I love it. They're the same length. All right. So I have 2 handles. And little scraps, you guys know that these are perfect for putting for the ends of your loop tails, right? So don't throw that out. Find a purpose. And you guys should have enough ribbon here to do your 5 sets of handles total, I'm guessing. And, okay, I'm not gonna, so I didn't make my other bags, but just to know what you guys would have, you got your paper already staged and set up, right, to do these bags. And what we did is we have a tag for each one that you can, oh man, okay, here's the deal. Well, now you can tie this, okay, you could tie this on here, or you could, in fact, run this ribbon through the hole and have this attached up onto the handle, right? If you do that, then you don't need all of the ribbon on your tags. So something to think about if you want to attach them on there, right? So you got your 5 tags, no embellishments yet, right? And then you've got a little baby card if you give these away as birthday presents. Got a baby card for each one. And what you could do is divvy them up, that those 2 go there, those 2 go there, these 2 go like that, this one goes here, they get that one, they get this one, these get divvied up, so they have 3, and then here's that one, they get a balloonie, this, and which one's missing one? This one. All right, so you guys have your 15 envelopes, right? And what you do is you put your 3 envelopes and 3 cards, and they fit in there perfectly. What you could do, depending on if you don't want to put ribbon on for handles, you could also just stick this in here like that, right? So when you give it to the person, you could have this hanging and they take that out. The tag could be something that like, okay, so if you put the handles on, you could still hang this card on the outside. And then if you gift this to somebody, and if they want to use the tag, you could always just stick the tag in there that they could use the tag on a gift somewhere down the road. I guess there's lots of ideas, you guys. So, but like really, like this was like a massive class. And so if you guys really enjoyed it, oh, Luann, I'm so happy you like it. Thanks, Jean. Pat said, everything for this class is gorgeous. Thank you for the time. You are very welcome. And Pat Shee Bischoff, super workshop. I'm exhausted just watching you. Good luck at your event. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. So I did lose all the kittens in the process. Up until about 10 minutes ago, they were kind of all sleeping here with me. What I'm going to do is grab the camera back on me. All right, so let's just see here. So, yeah, if you guys, again, if you're watching this live and it's a ways down, I may most likely have extra of this class kitted up. I think going into this class today, I have about 25 would be my guess. So there's still room. So I know we got whole, you know, it's good. I hope that all my kits find happy homes for people here. Again, I'm in the States, so if you want to do the class, you'd have to make sure you're catching me in the States for shipping purposes. Oh, let's get these guys out of here. And I'm gonna bring my book in here is what I'm doing. Okay, so these guys go over here, and that goes there, back. There's so many cards, you guys. It was like on steroids here. All right, let's go here and see. I know I had 45 people, so my phone is right here. So we're gonna do a random number generator for 45 and see who our door prize winner is. I'm gonna hit the word generate. I don't know, did you guys see it flash or not? I don't know. I have a hard time when I hit generate. Does it, like, what are the odds that it goes right on number 3? So it's usually like that. So sometimes I don't know. So what we'll do is we'll do number 3 and we'll do 38. And number 3 is Becky Gandolfo. So yay, Becky Gandolfo. And number 38 is Angelique McClendon. Awesome, girly girls. I got you down for the door prizes. Oh, Sue Keating, amazing set of bags, tags, and cards. I think you meant cards, tags, and bags. I got it. Wish we were closer so we could shop your event. Or oh man, I wish you guys were too. It's great. We have a pretty full event. We have, I think all the tables are accounted for at this point, which is what I like to see. And hopefully we have a good turnout. So 90 days from the fog is tomorrow. And so we're supposed to get, you guys know the old farmer's tale, 90 days from the fog. And so, or from a snowstorm or something like that. So we're supposed to get a lot of precipitation over the next couple days. So hopefully it holds off so that we have a good event and it's not too cold. So yeah, Barbara Gobby, you were on my list. You were number 45 if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure you were 45. Yep, you were. I did roll call, you were on. So good to go. All right, yes, congratulations to the winners. You guys, I didn't grab any cards to give away for prizes today, but I'll catch up with it. So the event's tomorrow, and then Sunday is a day of catching up on the computer and bookkeeping. Monday, I have a class in the evening. We have the last class of the month, the sweet class, you guys. We have one more sweet class to do for the Wildflower birthday sweet class. Tuesday, I think Diane has an order-based class. And then again, I have my order-based class with you guys on Thursday night. So I won't have kits to people in time for that class because our big mailing day is on the 9th. But you can still sign up with an order, or if you're on my team, you can pay for the class. But definitely get that in your enrollment. I did the showcase yesterday afternoon at 2:30. So guys, in case you guys missed the showcase, go watch the replay and send any of your class registrations for April and prior to cbcenroll@gmail.com. And anything in May that you hear that I talk about, you can definitely send me a note, and just be patient. I get to emails. I just don't get to them within a day or two these days, or even sometimes a week. So, hi, Sana. Another live. Yeah, I know, right? And it was earlier, so it's not so late for you on a Friday night. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. And I'm going to take care of myself for a moment. It's been almost 4 hours. So it's time to use the facilities and get something to eat. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs, you guys. We will see you probably on next week, Thursday for class if I don't go live during the showcase tomorrow. But all right, love you guys. Bye.